Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna have to disappear in like 4 minutes because food's showing up. But that's enough time to recap and get things rolling again. I think everyone was here last week, so we don't have to do like a super long recap. But the short version is that you guys were able to gather up Moat's family. Ozymandias spoke with a couple of you, gave a deal to Nordo and Moat, and who knows if they'll take it. There's no way to tell at all whether or not they'll take that one. But then also gave a deal to Gale that was a little more interesting. I don't know if there's been a decision on it, and it probably won't happen until it happens. But basically offered to help overthrow Ozdirth and retake Stormcellar in exchange for putting together something called the Semblance Engine, and also giving Ozymandias your body. You know, that little detail. But he did say that it would use the engine to help you move your soul into another body if you find one. And you had mentioned the possibility of possibly even taking Ozdirith's, and he seemed intrigued by that. Anyway, after all that, you guys traveled to Salt Bowl, where we kind of did a very brief introduction and a little bit of research to the state of the city. You found that the Whitewater gang had been basically wiped out by all the other gangs as soon as they heard that Mr. White had been defeated. There was blood on the streets, gang warfare. The Emerald Company has kind of distanced themselves from it and is trying to maintain some degree of control. They're spreading water out on the streets. But they are kind of, they're leaving the water fort. They are trying to put some distance between themselves and the water fort and Mr. White's old abode. And speaking of Mr. White's old abode, you met Topeki at the Crosswinds bar, where he revealed that he had snuck into a warehouse owned by the Falcone family, killed a bunch of dudes, stolen a cane, which is kind of like a symbol of leadership, as well as a bunch of their outfit, and has given them to you, kind of suggesting that if you wanted to, you could use them to attend a big meeting that's happening 2 nights from now on Saturday night in Mr. White's old manor. But he said he's getting the fuck out of town because he's probably wanted, and will be leaving in the morning. But that is right where we'll pick up in the Crosswinds Tavern at night, about 9 o'clock in the evening, with Topeki, if there's any last-minute business you want with him, or if you want to do anything in town.
I can't believe Topeki killed 8 men in cold blood.
He sure did.
I guess I can believe it, actually.
I mean, he's a plant, so his blood is cold, right?
That's true.
I don't even know if I have blood.
True.
Sap?
I probably have maybe sap, something like that.
No.
I don't know, somebody stabbed me, we'll find out.
Okay. Does he actually want us to stab him?
He puts his arm out.
Okay, I'll gently stab him for as little points of damage as I can.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of like sticking a little bit into his wrist, or what are you doing?
What does he give me?
He like just holds out his arm to you, kind of palm up.
Prick his finger. How about that?
Okay, you prick his finger, and it kind of cuts through like you're cutting through like spongy old bread. Nothing comes out.
Does this seem normal for his species?
Oh boy, give me a medicine check, I guess.
Humanoids, right?
I'm gonna say that the advantage from humanoid cancels out with he's a myconid. Actually, you know what? You did Underdark shit. You can have your advantage. Take it. Take it.
At medicine?
Yes. Yeah, you would know it just kind of depends on the species. Sometimes the really big myconids have kind of like a sap that's usually very sticky, but the smaller ones just have kind of spongy flesh. They don't really bleed.
I'll convey that information to him.
Perfect.
It's strange that he's lived this long and hasn't found out whether he bleeds or not.
I haven't lived that long. I'm Topeki. I mean, like, I was pretty fresh right when you met me back at the tree, and man, feels like ages ago. I've really changed and developed as a person since then. I feel that I've really found myself. I am Topeki now.
Or you were Topeki, but now you are Topeki.
Yes, I am.
I get it.
I am Topeki. Anyway, the fact that I don't bleed, the fact that I don't bleed doesn't mean I can't die, and I'd rather not find out what that's like. So, you know, I'm gonna skedaddle in the morning.
I really hope that one day in the future that you just play Topeki as like an actual player character in someone's campaign.
I would love to, but also I'll be right back because food's here. Just a second.
Sure.
Some housekeeping. We need to figure out what we did to Mr. White and what happened to that kobold cultist we're questioning.
Yeah, I think we need to decide about Mr. White sooner
So
rather.
we need to wind a bit.
I think it's kind of up to Gale. I think most of us are on the page that we should just put him down, except for Gale, who thinks maybe we could use him.
Yeah, I think he'd be pretty useful. I know it probably sounds crazy, especially coming from me, but I trust him to keep his word.
It doesn't sound crazy to me. I don't know nothing about dragons. You know him better than anybody here, so if you think we could use him, then I trust you on it. In the meantime, just leave him stuck under a bridge and unmiraged. We want to.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fine by me. I think it's the safest place for him. But
Just trust him to do what exactly?
I don't know. I don't know how much I trust him, but I think that he'll keep his word if he gives it.
What word are you hoping he gives? I do
Uh,
need more information to work off here.
Assisting getting rid of Ozudirith.
Why would he do this?
To earn his freedom.
Weighing the circumstances, and depending on how powerful Ozodirith is and his resources, I am not certain he would trade being trapped under a bridge with fighting another dragon, provided they're equal in power.
He already said he would, as long as we can prove that Ozymandias won't mind.
Then can we?
my concern is what happens when we're in the heat of the moment in this scrap with Osdirith and Mr. White turns on us. Then we're fighting two dragons.
They are brothers.
I don't think he will. I don't. The. It's just a hunch, but he's a businessman. He's been honest and kept his word whenever he's given it.
What's this hunch?
Well, he kept all of my people safe when I asked for it, and even though I gave him curse gold, and he left Joker alone. I don't think it's in his interest to double cross people. I think he's more of a stab you in the front sort of person.
He's an opportunist. There aren't a lot of opportunities if you're backstabbing everyone.
Just queue up to cuff in the.
Are we talking about Gale?
We're talking about Mr. White, really. What we're gonna.
No, but you're coughing a lot more lately. Are you dying?
No, like you, I'm immortal.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's Nomad's health well.
How's that death curse treating you, by the way?
The mortal form is not treating it very well.
Say, can I do like a once over on Nomad and see if he looks physically well?
Yeah, give me a medicine check. He seems fairly healthy currently, actually. His neck seems to have healed very well. You can see that there are minor injuries that he sustained in battle that have healed pretty nicely. I'm trying to think. With the 30, due to a lack of my own note taking, I don't know the exact details, but I can find it at some point. Well, with a 30 in medicine, You would be aware, and you would notice during your inspection, that he has bruising in an area where he doesn't have superficial damage. In other words, it looks like his body is trying to heal a wound that was never delivered. With that said, it seems to be healing well. It's just a very light, minor bruise. But your keen eyes and your careful study and your good knowledge of medicine reveals that for some reason his immune system, or whatever you call the part of the body that heals after an injury, seems to be trying to heal an injury that never happened to him. And
Does
it
it
is
look
around his right shoulder.
okay? And does it look similar to or different than the one that was around his neck to begin with that has healed?
It does, yeah. This looks very much like what you would expect after somebody just kind of, I don't know, maybe being like raked by claws or bit by an animal or something like that.
Okay.
Within 24 hours, I think.
Do you know what happened here, friend Nomad? I didn't see you get whacked there when we were fighting.
I was pulled into a giant energy spider. Many things could have happened.
I suppose that's true. Well, you look fine for the most part, other than that little weird bruise. Looks a lot like the one that was on your neck before, but that's just what bruises look like.
Yeah, he can't really see it, so he's kind of craning his neck. He probably takes out a mirror to look it over. This is inexplicable. I expected more burning from a spider made of energy.
Yeah, the wounds from that, they actually were very, very minor. It seems like most of the damage that was done was kind of almost a psychic, but it was kind of a damage to your energy or a damage to your sympathetic makeup rather than your actual corporeal form.
Sympathetic cup. We put eyeshadow on, some mascara. I feel fine. At the very least.
Okay. I guess as long as you feel fine.
Well, that being said, we have a lot of work to do. How much information can we get out of this kobold cultist?
Oh boy, actually. Nomad,
You've been
what is your
speaking about
perception?
my perception specifically?
Yes, what is your perception specifically?
Let's see. Passive is 16.
Okay, that's good actually. That's better than I was expecting, and you might have actually even noticed this a bit earlier. But it'll come up when you do your medical checkup with Nordo. As Nordo is kind of running you through a handful of tests, doing some inspection, and also just checking your vision and your other senses, it dawns on you that you don't do a lot of manual eating, right? You typically just eat brains, you crack it open, and therefore you don't have a super developed sense of smell or taste. However, when he does these tests, you realize that you can't even smell or taste the alcohol that he is using to kind of clean up some of these wounds.
Odd.
What's odd?
I'll
A
just
brief, yeah, a brief pause, please. He like takes a cotton ball filled with cotton, just kind of sniffs it.
Yeah, he takes his cotton ball that is just drenched in
Filled
rubbing
alcohol.
alcohol. Yeah, holds it up, and you kind of sniff it a few times. And again, mind flayers don't have a great sense of taste to begin with, but normally you can at least recognize the presence of ethanol. And you've got nothing.
I cannot smell this.
You've
Does this
been
have a smell? He just holds it up.
Nordo like reels his head back. Have you been eating donut nuts? Be
No,
honest.
they provide no nutritional value, and I can't taste them anyway.
It's just them donut nuts take away your ability to taste, so
Could be
Well-
something else, perhaps.
Do they remove the ability to smell?
I think that's kind of the same thing. At least that's what my daddy told me.
Everything else tastes bad. That's not the same as removing a sense.
They are tied together very closely.
My sense of taste and smell came back, right? After I lost it in that fight.
It's been less than a week, no. Yours is still gone.
Oh.
It might be that. I lost my sense of smell a while back. I think it'll wear off eventually.
Very likely. This was from the web, yes?
I believe so, yes.
Perhaps we should do some research on that. Do you mind if I identify you?
That's fine.
You take 10 minutes and you do some identification. So this goes beyond the realm of a spell effect, but you can still try to do it. Give me an Arcana check, or make it a spellcasting check. No proficiency.
Sure. Let me just roll 1d20 plus 5. Oh, I have a fucking unskilled in check here. 23.
Wow. Shit. Okay, cool. As you are digging a little bit deeper, you've got time to work, you've got a quiet environment, and you're able to focus a lot. You can tell that he is suffering effects very similar to when he touched the Crosswinds in that reassembling Samson Tamarello bit, which seemed, as far as you can tell, to be a dulling of the senses, a separation of sympathetic bonds from the body. As far as you can tell, it looks and feels like soul damage, and it is repairing itself slowly. It is minor enough that it can slowly kind of eke itself back into, a single piece over time. But you have heard stories of rare instances where a god has brought somebody back from the dead to finish some heroic purpose, and you've read that it always comes with a cost, a soul damage of some sort, and this most closely resembles those stories.
It seems you've received some soul damage.
Well, that doesn't sound great.
It is repairing itself slowly, very slowly.
Alright.
Is
Okay.
there an estimate for how long he can get those back?
It's very difficult. Well, this one would be an Arcana check, or religion. Either one would work here.
It's more relevant, I guess.
They're both about the same. Different angles to the same result. The stories that you've heard indicate that a soul can not really be repaired once it has been permanently damaged. You suspect that what has happened here is more of a bending than a breaking. And because that does not happen very often, you don't really have a good gauge for how long it'll take to heal. But with just some repeated studies over the next couple of days, you'll probably figure out that it'll take about a week.
Yeah. Not fully broken or completely damaged, just somewhat fractured or bent, if you will, warped. It should take maybe a week or so until you're fine. Should receive.
Okay. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the same for me though. I'm gonna identify myself.
We'll keep that spell check ruling. When you identify, you find smaller traces of the exact same symptoms.
Similar symptoms, but smaller. Where did we receive this? The web. I don't think I didn't make contact with the web.
You the one that's been holding that thread, though. If that's got something to do with the Crosswinds.
When I identified it, it did drive me a little insane. Slightly more.
Just a little bit.
I act not very different. Just slightly different flavor.
Different flavor of insane. Got it.
Yeah, because I'm slightly already insane.
I was gonna say, you look mostly fine. I think mostly what you need is a few good nights of sleep, get some of your magic back.
I have an idea. Give me just a second.
Sure.
Flick's gonna take out his dagger and just prick his finger with it a little bit.
All right. You kind of hold your finger out, and you prick, and you kind of like grit a bit. It's a sharp dagger, so it's not super painful, but nobody likes stabbing themselves and making themselves hurt.
Literally kink shaming right now.
And some people do. I'm sorry. You know what? Let me reel that back. Whether or not Flick is into it, you begin bleeding profusely from your fingertip, and you have to kind of like grab a napkin to stop it from going everywhere. And Speak is like, "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I have to keep this bar clean, you know." But you eventually kind of like staunch the bleeding or whatever.
Okay, I'd like to check Nomad's equivalent of my finger.
All right. You'll kind of lean over, and everybody looks with anticipation to see if anything is happening to Nomad's finger. And sure enough, you see that a very thin purple line has formed right on the inside of his pointer finger, at about the same place where you just cut yourself.
Huh.
Curious.
That's something.
Could I detect magic and try and see the strings of the weave? See if it's connecting us.
Boy, that is a little beyond the realm of detect magic. if you cast the spell, you could at least make a spellcasting check to maybe kind of sense them. But it is a little beyond the realm of what detect magic is made to do.
Sure, yeah, just make it possible to kind of sense things connecting.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't happen to hang with my true sight, do I?
True sight doesn't really apply here.
Let's see. Arcana?
Just a spellcasting check, intelligence.
Not very good.
Starting to. Maybe you should have just put that curse on me and not you.
You're able to detect all sorts of magic around you. You don't find any. You're not able to sense any like super strong bonds between you and Flick. But with that said, you also are aware that it's kind of outside the scope of this spell.
So it's outside the scope of the spell I just cast, but if this stems from the curse on your mother, at the very least, she is not the recipient of this injury.
Oh my god. The reason she had the... I'm just now putting... Oh god. That was
Yeah,
why
I
she
just
had
got
the
the
bruising
neck
around her neck, is because
because
Flick got his fucking head cut off.
yep, forgot about that.
Woo!
Christ, what is that, 6 months later that we finally put that together?
Been holding on to that one a while.
It's all right. That means
Oh no,
somewhere.
that means she can't taste anything right now. Oh no, wait, it's on Nomad now.
Right, it's on me right now.
We're good.
The good news is that I'm only receiving half of this potency. The other half is going to our devil friend or fiend friend.
Why
Yeah.
would the Pale Knight want whatever happened to you to happen to your mama? What's Pale Knight get out of that?
I believe kicks. If
It's
that's the
short
term.
for kicks.
I guess.
Bunga bunga arousal.
I guess it would keep you from going after her, because then if you fought her, any damage that would be done to you would be done to your mom.
It would also, keep me from killing myself to get out of a deal. Or anything like that. A bit extreme, but whenever you're a devil who ruins people's lives, I'm sure that's a precaution you have to take into account.
No cause to be alarmed. It just means I'll have to keep you alive to keep me alive.
Right. I don't know though. I still don't like it.
Wow, I only have 23 mana.
I could try going to the temple and seeing if they know anything about Pale Knight and her weird curses.
Not wanted here, right?
We can find out.
I mean, we've been involved in gang violence in this town twice, but also now the gangs are kind of realigning, so I think we're good.
Yeah, the government is also kind of shit.
There's no government currently, I don't think.
They do have a government. They're just shit.
Oh
Don't
yeah, I
do
forgot.
it.
They're kind of just like a puppet government.
Can't do nothing. We used the silver dragon half on the boat, right?
I believe so,
For
yeah.
crafting.
So as you noted, you would both of the suits would be silver.
Gotcha. So I have 2 silver studded dragon hide armor. If anyone wants one.
It's,
They're unenchanted as of yet, but they're pretty easy to enchant.
I don't wear no armor, but I was gonna see if somebody wants to do me a little trade. I ain't got really no use for this nice stillstone Louise gave us. I need a whole shitload of red stillstones, or at least that's what my notes here say that I got from Gale, because I don't know how to think about these things. So anyway, if someone wants to buy this stone off me or trade me for some red stones,
I'm certain if we take it to a stillstone merchant here, he'll trade it happily. These are very rare stones.
I would love that stone.
if I've done your math correctly, I think I need about 1,600 gold pieces to get enough red stones to get what I need. So I don't really need more than that. I don't know what this gray stone's worth, but spoiler alert,
it's worth like 6,000 gold.
Yeah.
I can give you 1,600 gold.
Well, much obliged, little dragon. I'll hand you my greystone.
Hell yeah.
Does it seem like Gale is purposely ripping him off?
I mean, the two of you are artificers. You would know the answer to that.
I feel like he's getting exactly what he asked for, though.
Yeah,
Look.
like Gale's not trying to fuck him intentionally. He's just like,
He's-
okay, if that's what you want, here you go.
Nordo
No,
also
that is
doesn't
really
really
taking
use
advantage
money.
of someone right there. The knowing that they don't know better.
For
Yeah.
what it's worth, like Nordo literally has no use for gold other than to get
Yeah.
these stones that he only needs 1,500 for, and has no use for the 6C stone. So
I see this as like a no-loss situation.
everyone wins here. In fact, this is a town where I can buy 1,500 gold worth of tiny red stones to merge together for hours and hours until I get the stones I need.
Abso-fucking-lutely. In fact, that is why Unmirage has such a big interest in salt bowls, because this is where they mine them. All along the northern side of town is where the... Double checking, I'm pretty sure it's the Riders. Yes. The Midnight Riders have a claim to the northern edge of town and all of the mines that operate there. They do a lot of stillstone operations. They harvest them all up, and then they export them pretty much directly to Unmirage. Those deals have been canceled for about 2 or 3 days because of the uncertainty, which means they're sitting on a stockpile of stones that they're not sure they're ever going to be able to sell again. Now is probably a very good time to go buy mass bulk, low-quality stones.
Excellent. And for the record, I've done my research on this on the wiki over the week. Nordo does not know shit. And probably what actually happened is Nordo went to Gale's workshop and was like, hey, I want to smash a bunch of stones and a mask into a thing. What do I need? And Gale probably just told him. So he goes with Gale's shopping list to buy, if I'm looking at the wiki correctly, 1,442 gold worth of tiny redstones to merge together until I get 2 3C 2Bs.
2 3C 2Bs. Alright. Yep. Yep. That would be 1442. And it would also take 3, 30, 1 and 10. Wait, Hansing, what is it? It's going to take like a good weekend of working on it to start merging all of those together. But, you know,
Okay.
I'm willing to obviously forego the sitting there and rolling 1,700 merge rolls. If you spin the average, I'll let you get the average, and after a weekend or so of getting through all that, I'll just mark it at 24 hours of labor. As soon as you do 24 hours of labor on it, you can have your stones.
So if you want, with Tinker's tools, I have a minimum of 24.
I'm really sorry. I didn't think it would actually roll 1,700 dice when I did that.
And that is a good point. You have 3 artificers here. With all of them working together, you can probably chew through 24 hours of work in, like, a night, maybe.
Yeah, for the time being, Nordo's very strong. He'll just go get the big old barrels of redstones and bring them back to the ship. He doesn't really know what needs to be done with them or understand it, so he'll just bring them to his friends who do.
Without... Well, you know what? Let's play it out. Let's role play this out. When you reach the north side of town, you find yourself just on a long row of dilapidated, poor housing. And you can see that beyond all of that poor housing is the inside of this crater. And there are several mines that are set up all about it. And you can see that dotted across this thing are not necessarily shops, but just different fronts for mining operations. And you do eventually find one that looks kind of familiar to you because there's a bunch of kobolds that are kind of behind and around and without it, and a couple of them stand up front with guns at the ready. Not, aggressive, but on watch. And you recognize that it is the farm where you spoke briefly with Bugsy, who was one of the leaders of the Midnight Riders. And you can see that sitting right out front, there are 2 or 3 full minecarts that are just loaded to the brim with raw stillstone, including, as best as you can tell, a bunch of red.
Perfect. Nordo will walk up to the guy he recognizes. So can you briefly remind me what our encounter with this guy was like? Was he like animosity towards us, or was he someone we were good with?
The Bridgetown boys were initially told to hunt down Gale by Ozadirth, and specifically by Shul. That contract has ended, and during that contract, you spared a couple of the Bridgetown, or not the Midnight Riders kobolds' lives. You let a couple of them go when you could have killed them. And that was kind of your last encounter. You're not really sure what happened out of all of that, but you do know that the contract is up, and you spared a couple of their lives.
Okay. As I'm approaching, which I will do, can I get a read with insight on whether this guy even like recognizes me?
Sure, absolutely. The read that you get is most of them don't recognize you, but two of them that appear to be kind of like more aware and in charge, do, and they kind of like stiffen up real quick. They kind of put their chests out, they straighten their shoulders, and they look right back at you with kind of a, not hostility, but alertness. Like they recognize you, and they have some degree of respect to you. Whether that is fear or hostility, it's a little hard to tell with a 21. But they're not drawing weapons. They're just looking
Okay.
like they recognize you and they respect you.
Okay. Or will just kind of put a hand up and just here to do business, fellas. Passing through for a couple days and in need of a whole lot of itty bitty red stones if you got them. This many, and I'll show 'em like a piece of paper that says I need like 1,700 redstones.
Yeah. One of them starts to like say something to the other, but before you can even get it, there is a kick at the door and it flies open, and you see that Bugsy steps out, half drunk with a bottle of moonshine. He's like, "Oh, you're just in time. I've been trying to get rid of all of the. Hell yeah! All right, let's do some business. We're back in business, boys. We don't need those guys to the east. We got our guys right here, the heroes. You guys are the heroes. You know that, right? Anyway, how many do you want?"
There's a whole lot to unpack there. I guess we'll just stick to the business, though. This many. And I'll just probably show him a paper that's literally in Gale's handwriting that says how many redstones I need.
Whew. All right. All right. He starts to look it up and down, and he goes over to the minecart, and he starts to kind of give a couple of orders to the underlings. And a couple of them run inside, and they start to fetch out these big, like grain sacks, just potato sacks full of tiny stillstone.
Unless you just happen to got the ones I'm going to merge all these into, 3 C2Vs.
Oh, in my dreams, buddy, but they don't make them that big down on the earth. That's, I don't know, that's not God's work, that's man's work. That's dirty work.
I don't know nothing about it. Figured it was worth asking.
Boy, though, that would be, I'd just retire straight off that, you know. After 20 minutes or so of just, like, taking inventory and sorting out their shit, they have everything that you need, and they will sell it to you at the price listed on the sheet. I assume that the paper has the expected prices, like, written directly on it.
Yeah, I assume Gale probably gave me a separate piece of paper that says, like, do not pay more than X for this.
All right, then they list that exact number is what he will charge you for the gems that you need, but he has everything that you need here.
Perfect. All right, I'll spend 1442 on these stones. And yeah, is it enough to like carry in a wheelbarrow or a couple of big sacks or something?
Yeah, it would be, I mean, you can probably get it in like a potato sack and a half. I'd have to do the exact math on it. I might be off by an order of magnitude, but either way, you're able to transport it, at least back to the ship.
All right, I'll pack all that up, and as much as Zeke would like to know more about what's going on here, I don't think Nordo does, so I think I'll just kind of tip the head.
Ace will be doing exactly finding out.
Excellent. All right, you're kind of just trying to talk people up, do some gossip, do some social cues.
I'm not very good with talking to people, but I'm really good at listening to people.
Okay. All right.
And doing it very stealthily.
Sure. If you want to do some just kind of stealthy skulking, are you doing this like in taverns, or are you like going to gang hideouts and listening around corners and stuff?
Oh yeah, I can do that because I have connections with the underground people. So yeah, sure. I guess I'll just go to like the sleazy parts of town where there's hideouts and just kind of listen in the corner maybe while drinking some ale.
Okay, sure. Give me a stealth check and a perception check. And you know what? Let's just make it a full trio and give me investigation as well. To follow leads and know where to look. Cool. After a couple, probably a couple hours of just kind of jumping from one spot in town to another spot in town to another spot in town and kind of eavesdropping on gang conversations, poking your head through windows and listening to private conversations had in seedy tavern, you kind of get the gist that out of all of the companies that are here, the bridge, or not the British town, The Midnight Riders, the ones along the north side that have the mine, are kind of the most antsy about the situation. Because their entire deal, like their claim to the city, is the mines. And without someone to offload all of those stillstones to, their mines are worth nothing. They don't know how to do long distance trade. They've never had an establishment with any other civilization that would buy their gems. And God knows they are not like educated enough to be artificers themselves and like work with the stone. They're miners, and they currently don't have a buyer, and they're very eager to get that resolved. So they are probably willing to take concessions, and they are most likely to side with the Emerald Company if the Emerald Company makes a vie for power. You would know that they do plan on attending the meeting on Saturday night. And there are rumors, actually, that you would have heard that they are going to kind of like throw a little bit towards the Emerald Company.
Okay. Is that most of what I find out?
Yeah, at least regarding the Midnight Riders, you would have been able to get like a little bit of more basic information. You would have heard that there was an attack on the Falcone family, that it was some outsider who is apparently working in the tavern, but nobody wants to make the hit because they're not sure who it works for, and they don't want to like accidentally step on the wrong foot right before this big important meeting. But basically, everybody's saying that like as soon as this meeting happens, Topiki's dead. Like he's fucking dead once they know who's in charge. Bridgetown bros, mostly unaffected by all this. They're just a standard gang, and they haven't really had a lot going on, but they did help take out all the Whitewater gang members. They're opportunists, and they like extra territory. And the Bone Meal Boys are making a pretty big push. They like this power vacuum. They want to take over control of the water specifically. They are... So the the Bone Meal Boys are closely allied with the Orcs and the Centaurs here. And truthfully, all they really care about is like having a decent place to live and some respite, and they just want to have water and food and shelter. And they're very willing to go criminal to get that, but they think this is a good opportunity to kind of take off another chunk of the pie for themselves. That would have been most of the gossip that you pick up.
So what I'm understanding is that we need to install Yule as the new head of this town and have her run it with an iron fist.
Correct.
An iron fist that's full of cookies, of course.
Of course.
Okay. After I get all the information I can, that way, I'll probably head back to the others and share what I found.
Yep, easy enough to regroup.
Don't forget, guys, that I can always ask the city some questions if we have more things to look up. This is just what I was able to find from overheard conversation.
That brings up what our interest here really is. I mean, I know we wanted to make sure these people wasn't under the thumb of Mr. White anymore, and now they ain't. But I suppose we ought to make sure they don't end up in a worse situation. But I don't know how we really do that. I guess Vasu's got a cane that makes him important now.
I guess the big problem comes in is that we don't know what anyone really wants to do here, what they will do here. So, like, do we step in and try to insert someone into power? Does that make things better? Does that make us any better?
You don't suppose they I ain't the right person to even be talking about this. I don't know nothing, but you don't suppose they'd let like Elise run the town, run this and on Mirage?
I think that would become problematic, as it would be probably seen as like that city taking power. But I don't know what they think of Mirage. I guess we could probably get the miners on board, since Unmirage could definitely use the still stones and be a way for them to sell them. I guess they would probably get military support, possibly at least, maybe even food and water.
Maybe this is a bit wishy-washy, but could you just ask the city what would be best for it? Is that crazy?
Well, the city is what's best.
What's best for its people, I guess, I mean.
The thing is it's going to be based on what people think and know. So I guess it'd probably be on a consensus of what the people think would be best. So I guess, yeah, it'd be kind of like whatever the majority of the people of the city would want, we could help that become reality.
Truth
I
be
guess I could
told,
ask maybe what are the top 3, and that way we can kind of get a feel for like what type of people the city wants.
makes sense. Truth be told, I don't know what I expected after we killed Mr. White. I guess I didn't think that far. Thought maybe everything would just be better by itself, but I guess that ain't really how cities work.
The power vacuum was left behind. Much like when a chief of a tribe dies, someone always tries to fill that role. It's not always the best.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well,
I do like that question though. So who would the top 3? How would I word this?
well, you're thinking on that. I got 1,700 stones. I need you and Nomad and Gale to work together on smashing into each other, I think is how it works.
That's all you need. I can smash them together.
I don't know all the science or nothing. I ain't a science man, but Gale said to go get him a whole bunch of little stones, that he'd smash them together for me with some help.
Oh, you want us to fuse these stones?
I guess that's probably the word for it. I need 2 stones like this, and he holds up his 2 very nice rare red stones. And Gale said if I brought him a whole fuckload of little stones, he could make it happen.
That could be done, I suppose. While you're out shopping, could I sell these things?
Yes. This is a bustling town, and actually business is probably doing pretty well because of the recent hit to the Falcone family. It's a good time to sell. So yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything on this list that would not be sellable here.
I imagine the miscellaneous jewelry and art.
Even that has a place. In fact, Viola would probably be willing to buy that off of you.
Ooh, well, if she wants it.
Go and give me a investigation just to find sellers for all this, or persuasion. Either one would work.
Yeah, I give myself expertise in investigation.
Is that like a 10-minute thing or an hour-long thing? How long does that last?
Hour long.
Hour-long? Yeah, that's plenty.
It's a spell though.
Yep.
Skill empowerment. Just a 5th level spell. 7. Sure. I do
Current limit is-
investigation expertise.
Yeah, 27.
Okay, that's no thanks.
Excellent.
Thank,
Yeah, you're able
thank fuck for
Yeah.
expertise.
it definitely helped a lot. Yes,
sorry, I rolled
you
a 5.
are able to find buyers for everything. You can theoretically move everything on that list that you want to move.
Sure.
While you are moving things, before I forget, while you were doing so it actually is a little retroactive because of the alchemical research that you needed to do in order to do that blood extraction thing.
Keeping that blood.
Absolutely, you can keep that blood if you want. But because of the
Alchemy.
research you did for that, some of the research on the Crestac archive has been automatically completed. Specifically, you have successfully identified one of the 5 faces of it. And let me pull that up.
I'm excited.
Down at the bottom is where I'm making all your research notes. You've successfully identified that one of the faces is the chemical formula for acrophobum poison.
Poison induces tremendous fear of heights and flying. Oh, this is convenient. Really good. What the hell happened to Gale over there?
He's doing the same thing that I do with everything that he ever writes, and looking for messages.
Yeah, I've been working on the Crestadoc thing like since the beginning of the session. So.
Oh, that's fair.
If
Imagine
I'm
we
wrong, I'm
built.
going to be very upset.
Hope not. Is lead like a conductor? It's not, right?
No. Well, so electrically, I actually don't know. Magically, no. It's actually a dampener. It is a very potent
No,
dampener.
electrically.
Let me double
rather.
check. I don't think it is, but let me see.
I feel like we'd have to have built some sort of tripod or something that holds this, or a container. If there any surface that doesn't conduct electricity or burn should be fine.
Lead is a poor conductor of heat. Pure lead conducts electricity fairly well, but apparently lead compounds can be used as good insulators. I'm going to go with maybe. I don't know enough yet, and I need to do more research.
We'll say compounds mixed with whatever.
Yeah, it looks like the general answer is that lead is a reasonable conductor of electricity.
Okay. So what if we line it with rubber? Do we have rubber? Is rubber a thing?
Rubber is, let me double check. I think it is not a thing in mass quantities. Let me see.
Mass quantity of it, really.
Rubber is a very experimental substance. It is not available on an industrial scale. It is the sort of thing that only like the world's top 30 alchemists probably know what rubber is.
Oh look, it's a bonus action. I'm top 3.
I mean, that's what your class does. You can certainly do it if you want.
What materials would they need to make it? I imagine that's plants.
Do you actually spend the bonus action and use your channel divinity?
Why not? I have 2 of them.
All right, give
I
me
have 3.
an alchemy check.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ, I don't know. Okay, all right, excellent. First of all,
Rob.
let's get the easy part out of the way. You recognize another one of the faces. Let me bump this to 54.
Well, another window. I'm just adding up shit. Money.
Okay, so first of all, as soon as you tap into this internal knowledge, this other mind within you, you are able to immediately recognize another one of the symbols on the face of the Crestac archive as the chemical or the alchemical compound for melt skin poison, and that has been updated.
Poison.
Melt skin poison. However, you also then have a number of visions of the visions. You feel short, and you kind of like eventually catch a glimpse of yourself in a mirror or a window, and you recognize that you are in the body of a very elderly catfish Lakatha, who is in a bizarre environment. It's this very clean stone building. It reminds you a lot of the ruins that you found in, oh my god, the Jungle City. Larvalfen. No, well, yeah, but the city there, whatever that was called. I forget.
Eridanist.
Eridanus, that's right. You found, it looks similar to the architecture you saw within the structure of Eridanus. This tiny little catfish alchemist man is doing some alchemical research. And he has 2 samples that have, or actually it would be 3 samples that have been brought in front of him. The first are some weird flesh samples that you would know through your vision. Come from a peculiar ooze that is found at the bottom of the ocean within deep, deep trenches and ravines. It is an ooze that has several anti-electrical properties, and it has this very bizarre kind of blubbery, rubbery skin or film that grows along its surface. And they're basically trying to harvest it in a way that could be used to produce something like rubber, something that isn't insulent against electricity. The other is a vial of rubber sap, just the good old real kind that we know from the real world. And he is doing some experiments on trying to make that more marketable and mass producible. And then the last one would be double checking. The skin of another deep sea creature, an eel, basically an electric eel that has some electric conductivity. And he is looking into all three of these substances as possible ways to make an electric insulant material that can be used to create equipment and other things that resist electricity. However, as you're digging through his minds with that 34, you would know that he is doing this research on behalf of somebody who wants to go to the Storming Glass and has been told that they cannot go there without protection from electricity.
What is Storming Glass? History?
History, sure.
Sounds rad, whatever it is.
It's the place that we.
Yes. Although this particular memory, this man in your mind, has not been to this place, you Nomad recognize it because it has come up before. It is presumably the home of the Raiju. It is an area of these crystalline glass-like islands that are constantly storming and just covered in sheets of electricity. It is deadly on contact to set foot on that island without protection.
It's the rubber suits he wants. What on that island with this history check would be going to get?
That is hard to say with a 36. The only thing that it's really ever associated with is being the home of the Raikou, or the Raiju.
That's it?
It is inhospitable. There's no vegetation. There's no life. It's literally just islands of glass in the middle of a sea where the Raiju supposedly lives. However, with the 36, you would know its approximate location, and I will reveal it.
In the map.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when we did that weird little demi-plane that we went to, where we put Samson Tomarella back together, and also there was a big, giant, huge all-brought brain in the background, didn't Gale recognize that as being the Storming Glass,
Yeah.
kind of?
Yes, Gale had recognized stories of it. It is very near Saznak. It is off the northern shore.
Cool. And we know that also to be the death place of Tomarella.
Where he died.
Yeah. Because they killed his parents, I think.
Himself?
I think so. I think that was the idea.
If we can go through that place, it would be a neat point of entry. Because also there wouldn't expect anyone to survive going through it, imagine.
Well, we would have to survive going through it, which is the problem. There's a reason he wouldn't expect that.
We have a void heart thing that makes us basically immune to environmental effects.
We're also not sure we want to face the Raiju or not. Both because we don't know as we could kill it, and also because it seems like Ozymandias wants the Raiju dead, which we thought we did too, but I don't know how much I want to do anything that Ozymandias wants.
I mean, weakening it might not be such a bad thing.
That's true, I suppose. I guess it doesn't really amount to much unless we kill Vasu too, and I think
You
we're
better
still
not-
all on the same page that that's off the table.
Well, don't we have to weaken it to get Beryl back into...
Yeah, we have to weaken it. Along with the Ryujin. Because they're too strong right now.
Yeah.
The problem is it's too close to Storm Cellar. You know, if we weaken it, we ourselves might be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can lure it away.
Well, we know the Ryujin, and I think the Raiju too are somehow in cahoots with the slavers who are in cahoots with the food people. So I think maybe that'd be the place to go to start that ball rolling. After we get everybody safe and sound, of course.
It sounds good to me.
But
Yeah,
I
that
guess
works.
first order of business is if we're staying here till Saturday to just figure out what's to happen with this here town, or I hate to put it this way, but I think it's how I'm feeling. Do we care? Do we want to just keep going? I mean, I feel bad because we killed the dragon and created the the power cume that Ice is talking about. But I don't know as we're fit to lead a town or nothing like that.
Yeah, it's a lot more responsibility than I'm ready for. I definitely don't even want this cane.
Well, I like, Nordo, your idea of perhaps finding out who the people of the city would like to lead them and perhaps help them get control.
Yeah.
I thought he meant like literally just ask the city with that weird thing you do.
Yes, exactly. It would have a combined knowledge of the city. So if I ask it such a way that I'm like, who would be the top 3 picks, top 3 choices, it would tell us the top 3 most popular choices amongst the city to currently lead, and might help us get an idea for what people are wanting. Not just a person, but like what they want for the city. I haven't really thought of any other questions, but you know.
I suppose that's a good starting point. I don't know how we're even gonna make any of that happen, but I guess if we just
follow-up question could be, if we can find out what the person who is the most popular would want to do with the city, to make sure that their goals do align with the people.
I suppose it's worth mentioning, when I went and bought all these 2 big barrelfuls of stones, the feller there, Bugsy, don't know if you remember him or not, he said he recognized me and said we're all big heroes, and I don't remember us doing anything heroic in this town, but apparently that's how folks think of us. So we might have some sway. Maybe they'd heard about what happened with Mr. White. I don't know why he thinks we're heroes.
I guess we probably could have asked.
Very drunk.
Sorry, I wasn't thinking straight at the time. I didn't really want to say too much.
There you go. I was there too for a little bit, and I was distracted. So.
Yeah. While selling at the market, can I figure out what's going on currently?
Sure. You could do investigation. Yeah, investigation. Unless you sell me on something else.
General.
Yeah, just kind of getting a little news in the town. The easiest place for you to hear it is from Newsstand. The Kenku who does most of the crying because there isn't actually any writing in this town. And just by kind of like standing next to him for 2 or 3 minutes, you kind of just get a quick reel of what's going on. And the...
Right. Who banned writing? Who did ban all literature? I'm going straight for them.
Give me a history check. I can't remember if you've already done that. While you're rolling a history check, the general idea is the talk among town is that Mr. White was defeated while out of town over in Unmirage. There is not explicit mention that he was a dragon, at least not in the public news. But at the sign of that, there was a lot of gang violence, and the Whitewater Company was apparently, or the Whitewater Gang was just slaughtered on the street. The news is that the other gangs are, having a big meeting to figure out how to divvy up the new territory. And then also, the mayor is talking about having a political meeting at the same time to try to reduce violence in the streets and, and make sure that this sort of gang violence is snuffed out. Although nobody really believes that. What else would they know? There's no mention of you. No mention of you specifically or anything like that.
No bounties on us at all.
No bounties on you, nothing like that.
Mentioned at all to have been the one to do anything to. Right, so do we want his horde?
Speaking of that, rumor around town has been that at the big meeting in 2 days, they're going to divvy up Mr. White's belongings between the surviving clans, so to speak.
Absolutely not. Every single time we come across treasures, other people take it.
Yeah.
We're taking that loot.
Perhaps.
I mean, Wasn't the whole point of this to leave the city in a better place? It wasn't the problem already that the money
The
was
money's not
mine, so-
going to the people. The money's going to be going
Yeah,
to these
gangs.
gangs.
Use that money to rebuild.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't go to us though, right?
To take it to use it for the city, like we did with the kingdom in Unmirage. I've
Yeah,
been fixing
Kingdom and Unmirage was a little bit different. The people who rule Unmirage actually care about the people and want them to be doing well.
current ones do. The old had to die. Same here. We are at the midst of a revolution and it is glorious.
Weren't you going off about like mercy earlier and how everyone here was not being merciful? You can't just go around killing people.
Here's the thing about mercy. It has to be earned.
That's not how
That's-
mercy works. That's like the opposite of mercy.
God. So glad you said that.
Define mercy in this case. Mercy to gangsters who will do the same thing Mr. White's been doing, or mercy to the people by wiping out the gangsters. You choose who mercy is doled out to.
There is not. Oh, there's always more than than two options. It's not just kill them or not kill them.
Oh no, we don't kill them, just subjugate them, prevent them from doing what it is they're doing.
Do we even know what it is they're doing?
No, you don't. But I do have some questions for the city. That's why I figured that we would find out who the people want to rule, find out what that person wants to do to see if they're actually good. And then if they're not, well, we move to number 2 on the list. Also, I've made a decision that I'm going to go adopt newsstands. So I need to start an all Kinku newspaper news company, I guess, because right now there's no papers.
I love it.
I need someone who can talk better than I can, so that I
Get
can
Moat.
convince him. Moat,
Moat.
I need your help for something very unimportant, but it's important to me.
And what is this group in adopting things?
Oh, fine. I'm not adopting. I'm going to hire him.
Right, let's go adopt him.
I'm going to hire.
Is this Ace's first adoption? Everyone else has adopted something, right?
No, his
Adopted
first was
anything.
Cricket.
I think it's mostly just
Oh, the
Nomad who
cricket,
keeps
yeah.
over and over again adopting things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I've
it is
adopted
Cherry.
several things. I just
Cherry-
kill everything I adopt.
Is it
Gales was
adopted?
the
It's a pet.
What do you call it when you go adopt a pet from the shelter? You adopt it.
I didn't adopt it. It's fully grown, and I stole it out of a cave.
You adopted it.
I kidnapped it.
Liberated.
Okay, you can't. Why is it called kidnap when you're an adult?
He spicy adopted it.
Well, it's
There
not
we
a
go.
kidnapping. It wasn't an adoption because you usually pay for those.
Yeah. I just gave her food and lured her back into our ship and kept her
This
trapped
was
there.
an abduction.
But I'm gonna go see if he wants to make money. I'm going to make a business transaction. And
Sure. All right. You kind of head down the street. It's late at night, so he's no longer doing his verbal cries. But when you approach, he does kind of repeat in what sounds like a dwarven voice the news of the afternoon, and which is basically everything that Nomad already heard earlier. And he kind of holds up a board that has several jobs listed on it and a couple of headlines.
do you mind if we talk off the books?
He very quickly sets the news board back down, texts down, and stands on top of it. And he leans in real close.
All right. I like what you're doing. It's real good stuff. How would you like to do it on a bigger scale? I'm talking like 2 Kinkus. Maybe more. I haven't really found many yet. But I'm a reporter, so I'm good at finding news, and you seem like you're really good at spreading it, and we might be able to make some money off it. Also, I would probably just pay you.
As soon as you say that you would probably just pay him, he gives a big thumbs up and he nods like, yes, pay, pay, sell news, pay, say news.
Do you know how to... Wait, is writing still illegal?
He leans in real close and in some quiet grandma's voice is like, shh.
Okay. Are you cool with like moving out of the city, or do you want to like stay here forever?
He shrugs.
If you did come with us to other cities to spread news, would you need to make arrangements?
he says in your own voice, "I'll pay you."
Okay. Do you need like to say bye to like family or anything?
He laughs. He doesn't even use like a mimicked voice. He just does this kind of bird-like crow laughter.
Hey, Orphan 2, cool. Okay, let's go.
He gives a fist bump.
Alright, how much should I pay you?
Ooh. He just holds out an open hand.
I put a finger up real quick and I take Ace for a sidebar. You're the employer here. You should tell him how much he's getting paid.
Yeah, I know, but like, look how cute he is.
He's very cute.
Is it gold enough? I've never paid anyone for anything, other than like stuff.
Let's see. Raised upper middle class. I've got a really good grasp of money.
Oh no, you're right. I'm asking the wrong person.
No. I'm the perfect person.
You're right. Yes, you are. Tell me what you know. And then, can I also make a check to see like what would be a reasonable wage for someone?
Yeah, give me a history check.
Okay, but I want Moat to tell me what he says first. I'll roll for it. Is it advantage because humanoids or no?
Yeah, it would be.
See, I know I once went to a florist spot and spent about 2 gold, which is roughly $200 on like a couple flowers. So I'd say 3 to 5 gold a day.
That's great.
Yeah, you would know that for just basic unskilled labor, a gold a day is about right. For skilled labor, anything professional, anything that requires higher education, it quickly gets more expensive. But that is about right for just a, normal unskilled labor. A news crier just standing on the streets repeating the news.
What was I was laughing at the thing that Nordo posted and couldn't hear you.
Oh, gotcha. About a gold a day.
Okay. Well, I'll give him 3 gold. Here's your daily, weekly? Wait, we said gold a day or gold a week?
Gold a day. Yeah, when you say daily, he lights up, and when you say weekly, he's like,
How about 2? How about 2 a day? 2?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he takes that board that he had written the news on and just flings it to the nearest like alley and just comes right after you.
He's great.
Perfect. I can afford him. Let me see how long I can afford to pay for him.
You're pretty rich.
2 days.
I can, with my current money, I can employ him for 1,435 days.
Do you actually show that you have that much gold?
No, I do not. I'm not going to show him that I have almost 3,000
Okay.
gold.
All
You
right.
just street, open your bag, and count it all out. Oh.
1.
You do see that at first he's like a little skeptical, but like you at least get your coin purse out to give him the gold, and he can tell that there's a lot more in it, and he seems to like reasonably believe that you'll actually pay him. Yeah, he starts following after you. He puts his arms behind his back, and he just starts kind of whistling a tune. And after a quick little 4-bar intro, he starts just kind of playing music with his weird Kenku voice. It's this kind of old-timey jazz and a nice, smoky, sultry flapper's voice. Just kind of this jazzy solo. He seems upbeat. He seems cheery.
Why
Aww.
is this guy so fucking cool?
I also realized I didn't introduce myself to him yet, so I have to wait till the songs be finished to do that.
You're just money man at this
I
point.
just walked up and was like, "Hey, you want a job? Come with me. Here's 2 gold.
Come with
Nothing
me, baby. I'll
suspicious
make
at
you a
all."
star.
Oh, speaking of which, friends, everyone receives 571 gold and 4 silver and 2
Oh, shit.
copper.
What is this for?
My crafts.
Could you post it in chat?
Well, you did them. You ain't gotta give me no gold.
I feel like it would come to use for when you cook something or buy more equipment or more still stones.
So I got all the steel stones I need. I mean, I'll keep it if you're giving
Sure.
it to me, but that'd probably just burn a hole in my pocket.
That's fair.
It's
I
for
can
all the
hold on to
mana
it.
we give him.
I can hold on to it, but I might just use it to buy still stones for things we need. If
Yeah,
you
you
prefer.
keep it. I ain't got no plans for. I mean, I'll take a little, just have some walking around money. Maybe top myself off to 100 or whatever. But figure that gold's better than you tinkerers' hands make some good stuff for the party.
I'll split what you give us with Gale. This is what everyone gets.
Man, wouldn't it be nifty if this character sheet just let you hit add gold
That would
Right.
and then plug
Well-
in the value and it'd be done?
be if only.
And I don't have to manually do this on my phone because I'm not doing math.
So plus 250 extra for Gale. At 250 myself.
Not that it matters, but I'm going to give the 4 silver and 2 copper to new stand. That's just like a your hired bonus.
Sign-on
These are-
bonus.
Wow, already. This is great.
Sign-on bonus 250 gold. You will never see him again.
No. I gave him 4 silver and 2 copper.
Oh shit. Hell yeah. He does a little tap dance, and as he does, he plays a little tap dancing routine.
I
So-
love him.
He's so good.
All right, then
Can I play a little tune for him to tap dance to?
If you start playing any music, he listens very intently, and he kind of closes his eyes, and he begins to rock in tune with the rhythm.
Oh, okay. Then I've got a fun idea. I don't know a topical song or one that even all of our characters might know together, but I'm gonna ask if there's a song that everybody knows and wants to sing to our new friend to teach him. Is anybody on board?
Absolutely.
Are we having the musical episode now? I'm not sure I want to do that.
No, I just have a fun experiment.
what is it?
Okay.
Okay,
Is it a
so
surprise?
yes, it's a surprise.
I'm in.
So Fasu pulls out one of his lutes, kind of takes a squat and sets it on his knee. It's like, all right, everybody, we got to be all in tune and on time with this. We're gonna harmonize a little bit, okay? You listening over there, little guy?
He does the barbershop quartet, like, tune in 7th. He
God,
gives
I
a thumbs up.
Yes.
So as soon as we decide whatever song we all want to sing, that we sing, and start singing, Vasu plays this. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
And everybody's voice is his voice. So it's just a harmony of Vasu.
At first, he does the thing that he does when he hears new music, where he kind of closes his eyes and he focuses real hard, and he begins to kind of rock in place to the rhythm of the music. But then when you all start singing and it's all your voice, he like pauses for a moment and he gives a weird look. But then he does eventually close his eyes again and go back to rocking. And when you get around to the second verse, he comes in on the second measure and does a round of the same thing on top of it.
Oh, here's a weird interaction, right? Kenku can copy sounds exactly as they are,
Pretty close, yeah.
but it's their voice, right?
Yeah,
so,
there's still some tonality to it. It's like a parrot
Yeah.
repeating what somebody hears.
So, if he copies a guitar, does it turn into Vasu's voice when he sings it?
Huh.
No.
You just hear Vasu making guitar sounds.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Let me go read how your fucking loot works. Give me a second.
That's what I think about interesting interaction.
God
I hate this so
damn it.
much.
Do we even have your loot on a card? I think this is just a thing I gave you. Okay, I'm going to say...
It's basically Vasu like air guitaring.
Hang on, I'm
like
looking it
Sweet
up.
Child of Mine.
Yeah. What would Tiamat rule? Tiamat would rule that if he is reproducing a voice, it comes out as your voice. If he reproduces music, it comes out as a sound. Compact string guitar borrowed from Wildstone. Every rhythm was 60. Okay, yeah. So if he's
Oh, shit.
producing a sound,
I forgot that detail was in the first paragraph.
I love it.
It sure is. But yeah, if he tries to make a sound, it comes out as a sound. But if he tries to produce a speaking or singing voice, it comes out as your voice.
Excellent.
No.
Sound not technically his voice.
Oh no, what's a Kinko to do if it starts talking like someone else?
But it's weird when not Kinkus do it.
Okay.
Very true. You not Kinkus. One more bird, bro.
So
Vasu,
that's
our flock
my
grows.
that's my other loot. If I were to play both of these instruments at once, would this loot also sing in my voice?
The loot
Do you
making
have
sound.
4 arms?
I've got like 6, bro.
If you
Okay.
found a way to play both at the same time, Yeah, it would sing in your voice.
I pass this other loot to Bjarl and I say, back me up.
Give me a wisdom check.
This is the music that will play in Flick's nightmares from now until the end of eternity.
This is a great use of session time.
Definitely.
I really hope it's just a whole bunch of like I just want to talk remix.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah, it takes a lot of focus and control, and you feel not that you have to spend key, but you have to focus your key, and you have to like really put some thought into it, as if you were like casting a cantrip or whatever. But with a lot of effort and some focusing, you are able to have Bjarl like actually physically interact with the other loot well enough to like strum it. It's not great, and he doesn't know how to play it. But he does just sit there and strum a G over and over and over, and sure enough, it kind of like sings in a voice that then comes out as your voice.
God.
I love it.
No, tries to like
Ma, I'm a one-man band.
it's like snapping his fingers tunelessly to it. Is this what people to do music?
How quickly do you think we're going to scare away this Kinku?
Oh, he's already gone.
He's over in the corner just listening and like recording all of this music. He does. At one point, he finds a scrap of paper. Actually, you know what? He probably like 20 seconds after you leave the news corner, he runs back into the alley and gets the board because he realizes he needs it. So on his board, he eventually kind of etches out in chalk. Hi, I'm newsstand. Can each of you say your name?
Call me Nordo.
Call me Nordo.
I don't know. This sounds a little incriminating.
Incriminating.
No, that's not it.
Odd.
That's not my name.
And I'll in Vasu's voice be like, "The name's Vasu."
Oh, fuck you! I'm
Name's
blast off
Vasu.
Death Phoenix.
Blast off Death Phoenix.
Yeah.
You may call me God.
God.
Nomad is fine too.
Nomad is fine.
Gale.
Gale.
Moat.
Oh God, do I really sound like that?
I only have one kobold. I only have one small creature voice, so all small creatures sound the same. Moat.
Flick.
Flick.
And this is Shu.
This is Shu.
Shu.
Alright, he gives a thumbs up.
Ace.
Ace? Oh yeah, orcish voice. Right. He does. Actually, when he gets to you, Ace, produces the sound of 3 quick knocks on wood, and then he reproduces it by knocking on his board.
That's just
You get the sense
Knocks on
it's probably his actual Kenku name. Is the sound of 3
What
knocks
what
on
I'm
wood.
getting is that he's telling me code about. He's talking smack about the others. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he look like he's expecting me to tell him my real Kinku name too?
It's kind of the vibe that you're getting, yeah. Like, he's kind of like he just told you his Kenku name.
I'll kind of grimace a little bit. Mine's not very appropriate.
He laughs in someone else's voice. He gives finger guns.
Not like more like kind of looks around. I mean, if you want to, I can say it, but it's a little weird.
It kind of dawns on him that it's not what he was thinking. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, that's all right, darling.
so you're telling me there's a Kenku out there just named
He shrugs.
The sound of a squirrel eating?
probably
My name is Macaroni Fist.
Macaroni.
Macaroni Samsonite.
Guys, do we need undercover names when we go to Fast Food Island? Does everyone have a weird name like that?
Oh, geez. Do you think Blast Off Death Phoenix would work, or should I come up with a new one?
Yeah, I've been using that one pretty loud and proud for a while. I don't know if it counts as
Yeah.
undercover anymore. I can just be Makari. Ain't gonna buy that in a long while.
All right, you guys are able to kind of regroup, settle in. It's late. It's like 11:30 midnight or so. Newsstand hops on the ship with you if you'll have him.
Yeah.
He probably eventually realizes that there are a lot of other people on the ship, and then they just disappear sometime. And after 5 or 6 minutes, he probably sees somebody going into the mirror. And he does kind of run back to you, Ace, and he's like, he's just gonna, he makes the sound of a knocking on a door.
What about? Yes?
In the sound of Leah's simulated voice with the magic item. Oh, there's houses and stuff in there. It's where we all sleep. And then he points to himself.
The mirror.
Yeah, he gives a big nod.
I forgot about Uno. We have another Kinku for our news company. Sorry,
That's
that
what
was out
you're
of that's
concerned
out of
about?
that's out of character.
How they breed.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no! Don't play matchmaker with the weird Kinku.
As you've invited a stranger onto our boat who immediately has learned about our secret mirror where we're keeping everyone.
He just can't
Cool.
leave now.
Yeah,
Our
like we
prisoner
have to
forever.
kill him now.
This has become a legit kidnapping.
You've
Took us
seen
like
so
3
much.
hours.
So, not to overstep here, if you guys want all of your friends and family to not go back and forth in the mirror, that is totally reasonable. They're here for security, and if that's the case, we can roll this back a little bit. I imagine that when you're in town, they're allowed to kind of pop out and stretch their legs a bit, but that's kind of up to you. It is a security risk. So what would you guys have them do?
I actively drag them out of the mirror and make them do all the weird touristy shit we've been doing.
Okay, excellent.
I wouldn't make Leah stay in there. I already feel bad for her being as cooped up as she's been trying to stay
Yeah.
in private
I already have-
sanctum. So.
I already have my other Kinku locked up, so I mean, what's one more?
We already have a
Locked
bunch
up.
of non-detection stuff too. So any of them could just go outside.
That said,
ones
though,
that-
Gale is correct. Newsstand
Yeah.
is now property and cannot ever leave.
We bought him.
Somewhat unrelated, but does anybody else want to part with their Greystone?
Not.
Do you have an
Hey.
idea of what you're gonna do with yours?
I
Not.
have a handful.
Don't eat them all at once; you'll blow up.
I won't eat them. I only do that on shitty stones.
Okay.
You can have mine if you want, Gale.
I would greatly appreciate it. They were like 6-7, right?
Yeah, 6-8.
Oh my god! I just realized my dagger only
Just-
has 14 volume of stone in it.
You like more stones?
Probably
in it.
upgrade.
It's okay. I actually don't know what's in my bow.
Would
Compass only has 15. I have so many items I need to upgrade.
Yeah, this is probably a good place to start upgrading your stuff, friends.
Yeah. And if we don't want this to become another crafting episode, it's safe
Yep,
to say that
we'll
you
do
guys
it
have
now.
had 2 days to shop and craft. So we can do it between sessions, but we'll say that you guys all have cool new gear right now, potentially.
I want to put it in my spear.
question.
Yes.
Because I know exactly what I want. I want to know if I can literally add it to my character sheet right now. With the 3 sea stones that I've accumulated and with the Mask of Promenos Leighton, I'd like to smash all that shit together into an amulet of health that also has the Mask of Promenos Leighton in it. Can I enchant just for the sake of aesthetics, the mask and just have the mask
Hell
hanging
yeah.
from shoulder? Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to do that.
Then yeah, you basically take the mask itself. It already has its power within it, and then you stuff in the necessary stones to also give the effects of an amulet of health. It's going to be a long project because I think that comes out to 4 total stones, so 4-hour project. And I need a Tinker's Tools check from whoever's doing it.
Money, no whammies.
Really, whoever you approach.
I would break the Gale, yeah.
Built-in advantage for Artificer means that's a 29. Goes up to a 34 because of the correct color. Which means everything functions. Let me double check. I think 34 is better than expected.
Were there any shitty leftover oranges from that barrel?
They were all reds, and I bought a crazy amount to merge on. I don't know if we actually want to roll how many would be left over, but I'm
Yes.
sure there'd be.
Everything over in the yellow circle, I believe, is stuff from your old barrel of junk. So there's still some oranges over there.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Nordo, you can add an amulet of health that has all of the effects of the Promenos Latent Mask. And also, every morning you get temp HP equal to your proficiency.
Ooh, fun.
Current cap is 27, yep.
Where is the mirror door on our ship at? It's like just on the deck of the ship?
It is in a
No.
secret and very heavily trapped and fortified closet, I believe.
Then would he be able to see them, like, in the... Oh, okay, so he just saw people walking to the closet.
It was definitely not like he walked in and saw a mirror. It's like he walked in and then he saw people literally disappearing when they went around a corner and kind of eventually realized they're going into a door. He probably didn't even see the mirror right away. He just, like, saw Leah come out of a strange door and, asked what the fuck she was doing and where she went and where she was going.
So a bunch of people clown carring into a 5x5 room, and
I mean, we, like, just got him on the ship, right?
Yeah, it doesn't happen immediately. It happens several minutes in.
Because obviously I need to tell everyone that I'm bringing someone else on the ship before I just let him wander around the ship.
Legit.
So I don't know, like, if he would have been able to see it. Because obviously if people were like, maybe he shouldn't go downstairs. But I guess if it's like a common area, it'd be difficult to hide that.
It's pretty far out of the way, which is kind of why I rolled it back. Like, if you guys want to make sure that he doesn't see it, it would be pretty reasonable for you to say, like, hey, everybody stay hidden for a while until we figure out this situation.
The thing is, if we've permanently adopted this kobold, like, we're not keeping it hidden forever, right? So,
Not forever, but like, he's still in the trial period. What if he doesn't like this job? He's able to quit.
Nordo would be of the heart of opinion that now that he has been brought onto the ship, he literally, like, this guy's job was to yell the news as loud as he could to everyone. Not cool with him having the knowledge of where his family is being kept for safety. So he has to stay with us forever now.
That sounds like slavery, Nordo.
Who enslaved him?
You're paying him for it.
Yeah, he's being paid. He's happy
Okay,
here.
sorry. Indentured servant, I guess we
He's
should
happy
say.
here. He just cannot leave for any reason.
What did you hire him for?
It's like when you have any normal job.
How am I
You
supposed
can't
to...
leave.
I spend all my time finding the news and writing it down, but like having someone to help spread it. Look at all these papers I have. I don't have time to cry.
Well, why do you need to cry? Just
No, like
the bird's on the boat now. That's fine. Just it's your
I'm a crier.
responsibility, like Nomad's son and Gale's 15 kobolds. Wait, we got rid of those, right? I don't even know who's on this fucking ship anymore.
Well, there's Uno, so I guess we have.
Oh yeah, you have that too. So now you have 2 other people.
Yeah, I forgot about Uno.
You can't just forget about her.
Well, I didn't. It's just like I don't know.
This
Like
is why your cricket probably.
she
dead.
didn't
You
have.
been feeding it.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Fed by the
Okay.
by the.
She's too fat to ride now. I fed her too much.
He's definitely also forgotten about Schrodinger's cat bat, who we haven't fed once.
Being taken care of by the Kotoa.
Yeah, the Kuatoa have actually been very interested in all of the animals aboard the ship. The trade-off is that Cherry is
Sometimes
constantly covered in a thin layer of Kuatoa hand slime. It's kind of
Ew.
gross.
Yeah. Well, she's happier this way, I guess.
She doesn't seem to mind.
moisturize.
She has like a radiant glow. She's slowly becoming a god.
Were they able to keep my hermit crab alive?
Yes, they seem adept at keeping hermit crabs alive. They did have to be told that it is not food. They seem to believe that you're letting it grow big and fat so that you can eat it later.
Hey, 3 knocks. Oh, actually, just say 3 knocks, but yeah, I'm not gonna make the noise.
Yes, dear.
Can you read?
I know what that sign says.
Okay. Do you want to know?
He tilts his head. Like, want to know what?
How'd you read?
I know what that sign says.
Oh, okay. Then why did you say you don't know what that sign says?
I know what that sign says.
He did say he knew. I don't know what happened.
Oh, did I mishear him?
Yeah.
Or mishear you? I thought you said I don't know what that sign says, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
a very aggressive way of telling me that you don't know how to read. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. And you can write too, or just read?
I know what that sign says. He also holds up the piece of chalk in his hand.
Oh, has he actually been writing? Well, he can't write words on it.
When you very first met him, what he does is he writes words and he flashes it at people, and then he turns and the guards aren't looking.
Okay.
And there's no way that the guards don't know, right? But he just he puts it down when the guards are around.
It's a kinku. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Cool. We're here, and I'll just share with him some of the news that I've been writing down.
Yeah, he listens eagerly. He seems excited about all this. He seems hungry. When you guys do your first meal, he eats like crazy, and he drinks like crazy. Water, not alcohol. He seems genuinely grateful for whatever the hell this is about to be.
Asu, how many of those quills that talk do you have?
Quills that talk?
Yes, the quills that when you write speak what they're writing.
I think it was only one of them.
2 by now.
Did I pick up more than one of them?
I think it's just one. The reason I made a note about it when you picked it up is because you had one in the last campaign, so.
God.
So I figured we came across one earlier, and then we got another one. I think we got one from a pirate ship.
Possibly. As far as I know, you've got the one, but if somebody has it in their inventory, then you probably do.
Yeah. Are you using that right now?
Nah, but I want to keep the inkwell. And the feather's a real pretty color.
I don't know if it's needed.
No, I mean if you want to use it for something actually important, it's all yours, buddy.
Nothing important. I was wondering I just wanted to see if the Kenku could speak with the aid of the quill.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Don't tell him it's an experiment though. Though he does stand in the corner and make notes.
Do you give him the quill and have him write with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He starts to kind of scribble down on a little parchment. He says, "Oh yes, this does seem to work just fine. This voice is peculiar, though. How
Why
old
is it
is this quill?"
So that's what it sounds like.
I don't know why this quill is so old.
Salvoid.
You had one in the last campaign, apparently.
Hey, can somebody rub that quill on the box?
Electrocute the quill. You gently electrostim the...
Yeah, you see little sparks kind of fly, and if it wasn't a magical object, it would probably be singed at the feather tips or whatever. No reaction to it, other than, being zapped by it.
Hell, I'm out of ideas. Are we gonna go, or are we sticking around? What are we doing?
Oh, I was gonna ask the city some questions tonight.
Let's start with that, I reckon.
Oh, actually, what we also probably could do, maybe ask Newsstand what he knows about who people would want to lead.
Yeah, with a little investigation, you get basically all of the information that he already said on his news rule. He doesn't seem to have more intel than what he has, already snooped around and figured out. But yeah, if you want to do your questions, it is easy enough to kind of find a quiet place, get your ritual going, and connect with the city.
Okay, I guess I have the first question. Who are the top 3 picks in descending order of who would be the best to lead you?
Oh, golly, that's a tough call. Welcome back, sweetie.
Welcome back.
So, you've always got the hopefuls that think that the government's going to take control again, but frankly, I think that's hogwash. I don't think there's a chance of it. A lot of people are thinking Zavada. Little bastard runs the Emerald Company here now that all that connection's been severed. He's been doing things real nice, been spreading around the water, he's been helping the people, he's been putting on a good show. A lot of people like Zavada. He's good. He's a good image. He looks cleaned up and makes the place feel nice. Get that property value up. Right after that, there's probably Zuku, over with the Bone Meal Boys. She's strong, she's tough, she's got magic. She says she knows how to work the water, could spread the water around, make it real nice for everyone. But then people are a little bit concerned that it might have something to do with the Falcones. There's that big attack, and every time in the past when the Falcones have been messed with, they've always come back, in spades, too. They pay back in spades. I heard that Jimmy's gone, which means, boy, I don't even know who that leaves in charge here in town, but I have heard that there is someone higher up, a capo crimine, so to speak. I don't know their name, but if they show up, well, that'd be bad for the city.
Okay. Was the city including the government as one of those, or is that just like a one-off? Like,
It's like
people
one-off.
say this, but
Exactly. Like, technically they're still in charge, but she just immediately dismisses it.
so Savannah, Zuku, and not Jimmy.
Yeah, Zavada's kind of the top pick, and then Zuku, and then if the capo crimine of the Falcone gang shows up, it'd probably be them.
What does Kappa Community mean?
You can give me a history check with advantage because it's humanoid. And also, you're a rogue. The head of an organized crime family.
Okay, I had assumptions. It sounds
Yeah.
very Italian mobster.
Very, 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 yeah.
All right, I don't know who's with me. I would have brought whoever with me for this questioning. I assume at least Nomad. Probably Nordo, so because he likes to be outside.
Like to be outside.
All right.
Although-
so
Probably not tonight.
I'm gonna go keep an eye on Topeki and make sure he doesn't get caught.
oh yeah, I also would have told you guys about Topeki going to be murdered soon, so we should get out of town.
Should I throw this cane into the ocean? Do we want this? Do we want to be associated with this?
Hey, give it to me. I've got an idea.
Yeah, here, you take it.
Okay.
I'm kind
I'm
of
gonna go into the bar that Topeki's at and find like the umbrella stand and just stick it in there.
Excellent. We will jump to that, but let me get these other 4 questions out of the way real quick.
Okay.
Back to
Excalibur
yeah.
Prime.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure who was here was so I can kind of bounce off the other questions. The other thing I was going to do is ask about the top 3.
We can assume that you guys are all together for this, and then T can take off and go check out
Yeah.
Topeki.
Should I ask about Zavana or the Emerald Company here? Obviously.
Do I know anything about the Emerald Company's reputation?
You've got the mercenary background thing, right?
I do.
Yeah, give me a history check. With advantage. All the stuff that has come up, you would definitely know about. The fact that they typically work closely with Unmirage. They used to be just kind of a freelance group, but then they got a real sweet gig going on with the government of Unmirage. And since then, have almost been escalated to, like, the official guard or the palace guard over there. Because of that, most of their current business dealings are between Unmirage and Salt Bowl. They very rarely do international trade anymore. They used to. They, in fact, used to do a little bit of piracy. And most of their business is just moving water back and forth and distributing water and making money off of the sale of water. You would know that they have a very, like, corporate-style hierarchy. You would know that, you've probably at least heard the name Zenetta Zavada. He's a fire newt. He's kind of known for being a little hot-headed, very proud, very confident, and very, very, like, strictly business. Very, very much like the morning manager. The one that everybody dreads seeing come in first thing in the morning because he's in from corporate and he's here to make sure that things are done right. And if you got time to stand, you got time to clean.
Pretty sure it's time. If you have
Time
time,
to lean, brother. You gotta
time,
round
to
up.
clean.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Time to lean, time to clean. You would also know that he's very short for a fire newt. He's about 2.5 feet tall.
Huh?
For a what?
For a fire newt.
Fire newt. Okay.
Okay, I'll pass all that on for whatever it's worth to people in our decision making.
We also could probably ask about this Zuku. I mean, does that sound like the Orcish tribe? I'm assuming the Bone Meal Boys.
Yes, it sounds like it would be up their alley.
Okay. I actually didn't even see them on the map, actually. I just assumed when I saw Bone Meal, I'm like, that sounds very... Maybe we should inquire more about this Zuku. They've apparently been nice and magic. What does Zuku intend to do if they take control of the city?
Oh, Zuku. God bless her. I do love Zuku, but I think she's in over her head sometimes. She just wants the people to be safe, really, and she's willing to do that at the expense of the other people here in town. I feel like given the right opportunity, she might just kind of raid the whole thing and turn it into an Orc and Null and Centaur camp. But, I think she's doing it for reasons that are sensible. She just wants her people to be happy, Who doesn't want that? I think that she'd probably make a lot of promises, and she'd probably keep about half of them. I know she's got some sort of magic. I've heard it's naturey, shamany. I've heard that she can bring people back from the dead as weird, semi-animate things, some sort of necromancy or whatever. But I've got no doubt that she can also, do magic with water. That's pretty basic, right? I don't know what I would expect, except a lot of bloodshed if anyone opposed her, and a lot of use of magic.
I have one question left, guys. I guess one thing we could always ask is, if things continue the way they are, maybe ask who would be in charge.
Who
We
gets
can also
the most pussy?
We can also who needs to die in order for this place to flourish.
I mean, I guess it's all going to be opinion based is the problem. Opinion, rumors. It's not really much of a fact.
Oh, then where are we casting the spell, right?
Say that one more time.
So everything you just learned was an opinion and not a fact?
Yes, but that's what we were asking, or what we were trying to find out is who does the majority of people want to rule them? It seems right now that they were fairly swayed by Zavanna by the most because, it's Emerald Company. They're coming in and giving water, helping people out, followed by Zuku. And then after that, whoever the mysterious Jimmy's great uncle person or whatever.
Suppose what we can do is research these two. Let's go find them.
True. I mean, I only have 8 more minutes for questioning.
I mean,
so
like,
can't really
find
wait
them,
another-
find them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
should I ask where they are, maybe? Maybe we can go talk to Zuku directly. I feel like we're not really on board with the Emerald Company, are we?
Aren't
But
they
they
all?
currently have no leader, and they're technically associated with Mirage.
I feel like if we gave the Emerald Company a chance, that wouldn't be the worst thing to happen to the city.
Wait, I thought the Emerald Company was also the people who did the slaves.
No. That's Savage Company.
I thought they were owned by the same people.
No.
Or am I thinking of the other thing?
You're thinking New Society staples.
Oh,
The Emerald Company are to my understanding, and if I can correct if I'm wrong, like Elise's bodyguards and sort of the people that are the royal guard in Unmirage, maybe?
Yeah.
We're the mercenary army of Mirage, but basically they're the standing army.
You would know that there was a little bit of an uprising where Mr. White in Emerald Company armor with other Emerald Company leaders with him was like, no, we want to rule on Mirage, fuck you, Elise, and attacked you and Elise. But it's hard to say whether that is something that is true of the entire company, or if it was just Mr. White's involvement. You'd have to do research or divination into that.
Man, just how many cahoots are going on here?
Well, this can be solved simply by interrogating the two people who were with Mr. White.
It might be best if we question, maybe interview them rather than interrogate them. Interrogating kind of has a negative connotation with it, and that.
It is factually what we are doing, however.
No, I feel like if we take the approach of not being violent, and then it's not an interrogation, and I feel like we should probably
Interrogations
not.
need not be violent.
But to most people, when they say they're being interrogated, they feel like there's some hostility there.
Yeah.
I
Also,
know you know what a synonym is. Maybe
Oh.
invest in some more synonyms.
So perhaps you did not understand what I was saying. I did not tell them I will interrogate them. I said we are going to factually interrogate them. It is what we are doing.
No, I
So
still
what
think that
they don't need to know what I'm not speaking to them currently. I'm speaking to you all. We are going to interrogate them, are we not? Yes or no?
I think you're misunderstanding the entire point of what we're trying to say. No matter words have
Enlighten.
connotation meanings, secondary meanings with them. Interrogation typically means something negative where you're trying to force information out of them.
This is exactly what we are doing.
No, we're going to tactfully talk with them and try to level
Read
with
their
them.
minds if they don't give me what I want. Is that not interrogation?
I mean, that would be interrogation, but that wasn't what I was implying that we do.
I will interrogate them if need be. They have information important to us. I don't know why we are playing around.
We're all on the same team here. We're just trying to find the right solution.
No matter, you doing okay? You low on mana?
Very low.
Okay, well, you're coming off a little
City is
aggressive, buddy.
also a sore spot for me, in case it hasn't come into attention yet.
Well, let me ask the last question, and maybe we can think over it tonight. Then, when you have a little bit more mana in the morning, we can kind of discuss how we're going to find out if we want to help this town and what we could do to help them if we do. I guess we can always ask what. Okay. What is Zavana's intention if they take control of the city?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm no mind reader, but if I had to take a guess, he just wants law and order and all the money that comes along with it, all the power. He wants to control the water, to dole it out for a fee, and to live as well as he can with the money that comes from it. And with that said, he doesn't seem as, what am I looking for here? As greedy, I guess, as the Whitewater Gang was. The Whitewater Gang, they were extortionists. The Emerald Company is just trying to do a business here, and frankly, I think a lot of people are hopeful that they might kind of loosen the reins now that, the Whitewaters are out of the picture. I think that's why so many people are hopeful or supportive of them.
Did you get a suitable answer?
Reasonable enough one, I guess.
A verdict?
I pass on all the information that was told. To be honest, my headset kind of cut out like in the middle of that, so I didn't catch all of it. So I was kind of hoping that someone else would respond to it and I could pick up with context clues. So I was trying to fake it till you make it type of thing, and it didn't seem to work.
Yeah,
so
I've done that.
Could you give me the highlights?
Yeah, basically, the public opinion is that Zavada just wants to run a business. And yeah, he'll be making money because he'll be controlling all the water and stuff like that. But they don't think that he will be as greedy as Mr. White was. Mr. White was openly extorting people for water that could, there's enough water in that oasis to go around. And they're hoping that if the Emerald Company is in charge without being pressured by Mr. White, that maybe they'll just dole it out at a reasonable price, and life will get better, and everything will kind of continue how it was, just a little bit cheaper for everybody.
And that kind of sounds like the best case. As tough as it is, I mean, this is a city with just a little bit of water in the middle of a big goddamn salt flat. It ain't gonna be an easy life for anybody. But if it's easier than it was.
We can make it quite easier for everyone.
Out of curiosity, because I forgot about this, is Salt Bowl still flooded?
No, it is dried since then.
Yeah, we cleared out the pipes. Maybe that's why we're heroes.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting all these small things we've done.
anymore, at least.
Can I do 2 more things before we call it the night?
Possibly, but let me jump to Flick real quick. Who?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, so Flick,
Oh, right.
you're taking this cane over to the Crosswinds bar. The cane is really nice. It's kind of what you would expect from like a real fancy person's walking cane, with a big golden falcon at the handle. It's the sort of cane that you might almost expect to harbor a secret weapon inside of it. It's just got kind of that.
Oh, it does it.
I don't know. Give me an investigation check.
Did I close the tab? No, is this the tab? I closed the tab.
4 hands shoot up. If any of these hands are I want to come along, that is approved. You're welcome to come.
Okay, I was coming along to take a detour.
Cool.
Okay, he said investigation.
Yeah.
If it'll load, come on, roll 20, please.
You do a pretty thorough look. You kind of try to unscrew bits, you kind of twist the handle, and it seems to just be a normal walking cane. It's very imposing and very expensive looking, but you're not able to find like a secret weapon.
If it helps, my passive investigation is 29.
Yeah, you kind of handle a little bit too, kind of passing it back and forth, and you are also not able to find any signs of a secret weapon inside. It just has that look, though, you know?
Useless.
Okay, you know, I don't want it. If it had a weapon, that'd be cool, but nah.
But you make your way back to the Crosswinds bar. It's very late. It's probably about 1, maybe 2 in the morning. Tabiki is just kind of doing the bartender thing where they stand there washing the same spot over and over because they have nothing else to do, but they want to look busy. Which probably sounds like a slam on bartenders, who are great people and I'm sure are not faking that their jobs are hard. So I don't know why I put it like that, but there it is.
Maybe
Anyway.
because Tipiki isn't a bartender.
That's probably it. Tabiki's doing his best impression of a bartender, so that's what he's doing. But he does kind of see you guys all come in and like, oh, thank God. I got to tell you, I've been waiting here all night for some big gang of who knows who to come in and just like, you know, stab me a bunch. So as long as you guys aren't going to do that to me, then I think I'm Tabiki.
Yeah, it sounds like they're all waiting until after, you know, the meeting tomorrow night to kill you, so probably should leave town.
Well, that's good news. Yeah, I should definitely get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're still here.
Well, you
Yeah,
know.
me too.
I want
Is it the free booze?
Yeah, it's that. It's definitely that for sure.
You could just take a to-go cup.
Oh, it's a go
Insight.
cup.
Insight check. Is
What?
it actually that?
No, it's not actually that. What's a to-go cup?
You take a cup, and you fill it up, and then you leave.
So a cup. You just steal a cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they called it a to-go cup because you take it to go.
Well, that's
Why?
okay.
Why are you still here?
This is a to-go cup, and I'm Tabiki. I'm still here because I haven't left yet.
And why is that?
My mission requires me to stay a little bit longer.
Does it require you to stay here until Flick leaves?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with Flick. Listen, you're
Is that-
getting real pushy, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm Tabiki.
I'm just trying to make sure you don't get murdered.
Well, I'm trying to do the same thing, you know.
What do you mean? Wouldn't you be leaving if you to avoid the murder?
Well, yeah, but not until my mission's done. I like all these newfangled powers, and, you know, I think if I was to leave a little early before the job was actually done, then maybe I wouldn't get more powers, and I like having powers. Powers are nice. I'm Tabiki.
Okay. We're on the same team here. Could you tell me what you need to do to finish it?
Give me a persuasion check.
And how many Eldritch blasts can you shoot at once?
Flick, why are you rolling so bad? Tapiki, thank God.
Well, my mission, and he like leans in close, and he kind of motions for you to lean in too, so he can whisper. I'm Tapiki, and I'm supposed to have a private, nice conversation with that Wilden lady over there. And he kind of points over your shoulder, and you do see that there is kind of this thorned, dry cactus skin Wilden lady who's smiling and drinking, kind of listening to the music at a table over in the corner.
Is there anyone else in here?
There's a few other people, like 8 or 9 of the patrons.
Does it seem like he's being truthful?
It seems like he's mustering the nerve to go talk to this girl. To you, Ace.
Oh, a mission. Got it.
It's a mission.
You got this. I believe in you.
That's why you've been drinking enhancer. Got it.
This guy is willing to die for sex.
Well, now that I know
Used to
they're not
be.
going to kill me until after the thing, of course I am, aren't you?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can respect that.
Also, nothing on this earth can kill me in a way that really means anything. I'm
That's a bold
Topeki.
statement.
I am Topeki.
How many electric blasts can you shoot, though?
3.
Oh, that's really good.
Thanks. Anyway, if you guys don't want to drink anything, I am going to have to ask you to leave because by comparison, I'm like a 3. But like as soon as you guys leave, that bumps me up to like a 6 or a 7.
Oh, no, you're already a 6 or a 7.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I do appreciate it. I'm speaking.
Okay, well, we don't stay in town after that.
No, of course, I'm going to get the fuck out. I don't actually want to die.
Cool.
Do you leave the cane in the umbrella rack?
No, he had to give it to me for some reason. Thinking about it, and I'm worried.
Alright, sure.
Did we check whether it was magical?
Oh,
It
we
is
can do that.
not magical. Or at least
Oh,
it doesn't
then I don't care. It's just a stick.
Too bad no one. Too bad Granny's not here with like legend lore or something.
I have legend lore.
I mean her like
uh,
fantasy fairy tale book.
I'm gonna try to burn it with some fire real quick and see if it burns a little bit or not.
Sure. Do you have a way of like magically producing fire?
I think so. Somewhere.
Surely, right?
Is there
Or I
a
can
fire?
just
Is there a
find-
fireplace
Or also even-
inside this bar?
Yeah, if you want to like throw it in the
Torch,
fireplace
or-
or over a candle, something that would work too.
I just want to hold it over a candle just a little bit to see if it starts burning or not.
Okay.
Because I know magic.
Make the flame jump to the cane.
There you go. Doing a cautious test, you get the sense that it appears to be lacquered wood, and you can start to see the lacquer like scorch a little and then start to melt a little. You know, you stop it as soon
Okay.
as you want to stop it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seem magically resistant.
Okay,
pull
it's
the
just a
flame away.
stick. Alright, then.
It's just a stick.
I-
Just a stupid fancy stick.
Stupid fancy stick. Also, I hope, like, some hobo finds it and he becomes the leader of the city. That'd be kind of funny. I don't know.
What could go wrong?
Nah, you know nothing. Yeah, I'll just toss it. It's too pretty just to burn it, but I don't have a use for it.
Alright, you kind of just stick it over in the coat rack and it...
Wait, why don't you just put it in here? I'll just put it in my bag of holding in case we need to pull it out at any point.
Well, that's no fun.
Do you want to
Probably
put it?
some-
Do you want to put it in
yes.
your bag of holding?
No, I don't want it. I want to see what happens.
He's an agent of chaos.
Well, if we're trying to make sure that a certain person gets installed in power and someone else claims that they killed this one
Alright.
family,
Fine, you can keep the stick and give it to whoever you want to give it to.
well, what if we need to pull it out tomorrow night? Like,
We can just beat them to death with a non-magical stick. Perfect.
All right,
you-
if anybody
wait.
needs to whip out this stick, I think it should be you. Here, you can take it.
could you like transform into him and walk around with the stick? Maybe that's what the deep mother wanted.
I mean, do I still have that? Yeah, I guess I do. Innately, I have to gut
I mean,
myself.
I don't think we would really need that. That would be really awkward to walk into a room with someone who is dead.
Maybe they don't know he's actually dead, or I could pretend I am him back from the grave for some reason.
Is this for chaos or for helping the city?
I don't know. It could be both. Look, I'll keep the stick. I don't want anyone else to get a hold of it and then ruin something.
You
Well, I
should
don't-
do. You should hold on to it, and in 10 years, you should gift it back to Topeki as like a.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, and it'd be like
You
here
killed
you
a
work.
bunch of people and almost died.
It'll be like it's your 10-year anniversary gift from the time that you murdered someone. He'll be so
Day I
proud.
gained respect for you.
The day that he became Topeki, after he was already Tapiki.
The day he became a man.
All right. Keeping the cane with you, you return, and let's jump down this list. Ace.
After the Crosswinds, I'm head straight over to Joker's workshop. I forget if he actually already went over there, but I'm gonna snoop around pretty extensively to see if I can find anything,
Sure.
any clues,
Yeah.
anything about him, since I know almost nothing.
Give me an investigation check. You find that the
No, I
place
will.
is totally abandoned. There is no one stationed out front. It's not even locked. It's just closed. And when you get inside, you find a totally empty warehouse. It is just kind of stripped, totally clean, except for the stone flooring and walls, and then the wooden racks and shelves that things were once kind of stocked full of. You do find that there are a couple of boxes of just like scrap. Not even useful stuff like screws and nails and gears and stuff, but just scrap. Things that are very obviously like leftover shavings and trimmings from some sort of a metal cut device. Burnt bits of paper, things like that. Effectively, just a couple of garbage piles.
Yeah. Before I go in there, though, I will ritually cast Detect Magic.
Excellent. With the help of Detect Magic, you are not able to spot any additional magic except for an alarm on the front door, as well as the second, like the inner door that goes into the workshop. But no other magic is active in the area. And then you do a very thorough look. You start looking for secrets, seams, hidden walls, passageways, anything that might lead to something more significant. You do find in the southeastern corner that there is a panel with a not too well hidden seam that comes open, and it seems to lead down into a crawl space or a sewer access area. You do a very thorough look down there, and it doesn't seem to have any purpose except for maintenance. It seems to just be a mundane crawl space with a little bit of very basic kind of primitive medieval plumbing, and just like foundation work. And then you get back up and you continue to look around with the 31. And let me double check. I think that was it.
I was gonna do one more thing
Sure.
to help along the song. I will get out the card that Joker gave me. I'm like, old man, I'm in your workshop looking for just hidden. Is there anything cool hidden or anything I want me to pick up for you while I'm here? It's been pretty cleaned out, but I figured you probably had some like cool stashes somewhere.
Cleaned out. That's not good. Oh boy. Well, I took everything that was super, super important. You guys still have that machine, right, in the painting? Boy, you're taking a real long time to respond to this. That's not good.
Am I allowed to respond back? I thought it was just like sending. It was like a one-time thing.
I think
I forgot how the card worked.
His
Okay.
card is like a walkie-talkie sort of deal. I think.
Oh,
I might be
okay.
wrong. I'll check it, but for now,
I thought it was like a once-a-day thing, but I could be wrong.
It might be. I'll double check, but for now, let's go with it.
Okay. Yeah, we still have that. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much all empty. The only hidden thing I found was like the maintenance for the sewers, or I think. I don't know, at least.
Yeah, I did actually. I used to have a bottle of gin that was kind of hidden behind one of the pillars down there.
Yeah, well, hold on. Let me look.
All right, he has to like kind of walk you through it, and it is actually pretty well hidden. But with the 31 and with him guiding you, you're eventually able to find that he does have an old bottle of gin back there. And it looks pretty nice. It doesn't look like super, super valuable, but it's his favorite brand, and it's most of the way full. I've been saving that one for a special occasion.
I'll bring it back.
Cool. But no, honest to God, everything else that I had that was secret, I kept on my person. You know how a bag of holding works, right?
Yeah, I have one. You should do. You should hide. We should I have a scavenger hunt next time I see you. You can like hide something, and I'll have to find it.
Well, a scavenger. What is a? Oh right. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. We should do a scavenger hunt. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll do a scavenger hunt, Maybe
All right, well,
throw a ball or something.
Yeah. I'm not very strong, so we won't.
Oh, thank God, I'm not either. We'll do a very short range game of throw the ball.
You also could just like talk about stuff like books.
Oh boy.
Cool inventions. I've been.
Oh, I'll plan out a scavenger hunt and I'll grab a ball. Anyway, I gotta go. It's late.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye. Be safe. Be safe.
You as well. We'll probably be meeting up with you as soon as we can.
Sure.
And after that, he'll just head back up and meet with the group.
All right, Nomad.
So Nomad rolled a 30 for finding out who banned literature.
Right. That was a history check for you, right? Yes, it was. There it is.
Yep.
I see it. Okay, excellent. With a 30, based on the things that you've heard here in town, and then also additional research that you've been doing on your travels, you would have learned that it has been a rule for about the past 60 or 70 years or so. And it was initially kind of instituted by the mayor at the time, who was just one of the heads of the very like mini gangs that have come and gone throughout here. And he kind of rose to a position of power, made the law, and then a couple of years later, he was assassinated. The man's name was, double checking notes.
Less interested in like, unless it's related, like how this actually came to fruition, how it's continuing to be a thing,
Yeah.
especially after he's died.
The gang leader that initially implanted it when he became ruler was named Carlos Carmina. And he was one of the early members of what eventually turned into the Whitewater Gang. At the time, they were known by a different name. Yep, Carlos Carmina, just like that. At the time, they had a different name, and they've actually changed their names a few times, but they eventually became the Whitewater Gang. Every time somebody else took power and tried to repeal the law, they like mysteriously died a few weeks later, and then the law got rolled back. And it became incredibly obvious to literally everyone that people who targeted that law specifically were being assassinated, so nobody did it. Everybody stopped doing it for a long time. The most recent attempt to repeal it was by a Nagpa woman named Dame Carlotta, and sure enough, she fell out of a window a few days after she initially presented the bill. It is not entirely clear why. It's probably safe to assume that it initially had something to do with Carlos's personal goals or the Whitewater Gang's goals, but it is all pure speculation. The speculation typically rules that it's like something to do with maintaining power or keeping education low or something like that.
What are the methods of which to have it repealed?
So any law is only as good as the people that enforce it. In theory, you could try to pass the law. The hard part is just not being assassinated and convincing people that if they start writing and reading, they also won't be assassinated or jailed. So you would need to institute a ruling power that will stop assassinating or jailing people for reading and writing.
Excellent.
Anything else, or just that?
I think that was it. I'll make another note later.
Cool.
If I remember.
Mo.
Okay, sorry, I should have done this while we were shopping earlier. Would it be possible to say I went along with the gang and looked for some diamonds?
Absolutely, and they definitely have them. You would be able to find diamonds at pretty much market value.
Can I pick up just a handful of diamonds worth 300 gold each?
Absolutely. Easy peasy.
Cool, that's it. That's all I needed.
All right, and then Nordo.
That's kind of just a minor thing, but at some point in the evening, after Moat gets back from his shopping and Gail's done with the crafting and all that, I'll find Moat. Say, hey, you got a minute? I wanted to show you something.
Yeah, I've got time.
It's in here. And Nordo kind of leads you into the mirror and take you to. I can't remember if you were here for the mirror thing last time, but Nordo has put together a little corner of it that is basically like a little beach, a little hut on it, like a fishing site. And he leads you there. And there's a couple of turtles there that both look to be older. Says it's it ain't really him, but this is my dad, Nordo. I wanted you to. I don't suppose you'll ever really get to meet him, but see him.
Especially because I can't die. Do not say that out loud.
This vision, it looks a lot like Nordo. He's bigger and older, and looks even older than Nordo does, which is a little strange because Nordo, for his age, looks very old. Nordo Jr., I should say. And he can't speak, he's just an image, but he does give a big smile and reaches out a hand, and he is able to give you a handshake.
Oh, I hug him.
Yeah, he is happy to go in for that. You do realize that as you're hugging him, he's got this like very spine shell. It looks kind of smooth, but it comes to a point down the middle, and then it's got ridges along the edges that are, a little bit sharp and jagged. He's a big dude. He's a big dude with kind of a spiny shell, but apart from that, he looks a lot like Nordo, just older.
Yeah, I just kind of walk around him and inspect him a little bit, and then I'm like, you look like him.
Yeah, I've been hearing that ever since I was little. This is just how I remember him. I don't know if it's quite right. Leah says it's close. She made a couple changes.
I was gonna say, if Leah is around, she's like, yeah, that's pretty much right.
I know it's not the same thing, but well, I'm glad to meet him.
Yeah. It, I know it ain't real, but sure feels real.
Look at us, back with our families, all safe and together. Never really thought it would actually happen.
Whew.
Yeah. Me either. It's hard to walk out of this place, to be honest.
It kind of is. It seems like we could just live in here forever, right?
Yeah, wish we could. It ain't quite right, though. Anyhow, I finally got to meet your folks. Wanted you to meet mine.
Hey, I just... You know, I know it's not quite the same, but you know my family is your family too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Sorry, that's probably super insensitive.
No, I know what you mean. It does mean a lot. I'd like to get to know him a little bit better for him. All the way there, but
Given how great you and Lee are, I'm sad I didn't get to meet your parents. But, well, I'm lucky to have another sister and another brother. Especially as great as you two.
yeah, we are too. Hey, I never really thought about this till last night, really. I don't know much about gods or afterlife or nothing like that. But is there like a place you go when you die?
Well, different, religions teach different things. I can't really give you a definitive answer. There are theories, and some people are like, oh, you go to a different plane of existence. But I'm not too sure. But if you want to find that answer without, actually dying, we can make that happen.
I guess when I was a kid, I just assumed when you died, that was just it. But then after all that stuff, what happened with the Nell brought mine, and then I got this here note. And I'll show him the note. Just been thinking on it.
Where did you get this from?
When we was in Beetlejuice, they, that weird light lady gave it to me. Said it was from Mom Pop. I don't know as I really believe it, but
And you took it with you, like outside of the vision?
yeah, I mean, here it is. He like holds it up. It's a piece of paper.
Does that ring any bells to me of anything that I know of?
Give me a religion check.
I'm
You
sorry,
stole the-
Nardo.
Not terribly unheard. Like, there are ways to speak with the dead. Most of them just reanimate the corpse and only tell you what they knew at the time that they died, but there are also very high-level magics that allow you to speak with people in an afterlife. Things like contact other plane and certain divination spells. Being able to pass an object back and forth between one of these afterlife realms and the material plane is a lot harder. It is on par with, like, 7th, 8th, and 9th level magic. Again, not impossible, but it is very, very difficult. And to use it for a trifle like this is unusual. And it would be especially difficult for, like, either of his parents, who don't seem to be spellcasters at all. None of the usual explanations line up with what he has told you about. Unless it is some sort of, like, divine intervention or a message from an angel or something like that.
That's really beyond something. Your parents must have really strong spirits or something to pass that to you from, well, wherever they are. Hey, but at least it means someone's looking out for you. They want you to get back to them.
That's what I'm hoping for. Truth be told, with everything what we've figured out about the Crosswinds and all that, I've wondered if it's just some sort of trick, but I'd rather believe there's at least some kind of truth to it.
I mean, you're holding the paper. There's got to be some kind of truth to it.
That's what I like about you, Moat, among many things. Just as simple as that.
Well, once we're done saving the world, the galaxy, the multiverse, I'm kind of lost in all this. We'll figure it out.
I reckon so.
Come a long way since that blood pit arena.
Sure have. Feels weird being back here again. Your folks still up? I really would like to talk with them a little bit, get to know them better.
Well, then, if they're not, they're about to be.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Spend
Go.
the evening if they're still. I don't know what time of day it even is when we do this conversation.
It's like 2 in the morning, and
Oh, okay.
your mother's having nothing to do with it, but your sisters are both totally cool with staying up late. In fact, they're probably not even asleep yet. Also, Elvish heritage, they're probably light sleepers anyway, if they even sleep.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Nordo will stay up for a little bit and out with the kids and Moat and
Perfect.
get family Solomar a little better.
Absolutely. They're happy to just kind of have some tea and some light talking. And while that light talking is going on, there's another conversation happening. Vasu, as you drift off into the dark, you begin to have a vision. Your normally vivid dreams cut to dark, dark blue all around. And a face appears from the darkness and begins to loom towards you, skeletal, draconic, with green flames pouring out of its holes. And it doesn't really even wait for you to speak. It just goes straight into it. You are the difficult one. You know that, right? Difficult. Always difficult. Why do you have to be the way that you are?
Yeah, I've been told that before.
Well, difficult can be good. It can be frustrating. It's, It gives you an advantage, I suppose. I don't know what you want. I presume you want your family to live, but you're so far away from them. I don't really know if anything you can say or do is really going to change much of that. So let's talk other things. What else do you want, other than, you know, your family to not be brutally murdered in their own homes? Power, riches, fame? You've got a good name. It rings well. I'm sure people would love to chant it on the streets. You could go to arenas. You could go to theaters. Give you a great singing voice. You have aspirations. You have talent. I've heard you play.
What, you don't think it's beautiful already?
Oh, no, I don't. But it could. Look at me. Am I not beautiful?
Eh, not really.
To each their own.
Not much of a talker either.
Well,
Or maybe too much of a talker.
I knew that this was going to be difficult.
So I heard you want me dead.
Kind of. I mostly just want conflict. You see, I need these elements to stay in the right balance.
And I'm the difficult one?
You're the difficult one. You have fire about you. The thing about fire is it just will not stay dead. Really, really annoying. All it needs is that one spark to get going again, and before you know it, the world is back at war. The world is building machines to shoot death at each other. That yellow thing, the stuff that you've been pouring out of the earth lately, the stuff that you and your companions unleashed, what do you think that's going to get used for, huh? Peace? Prosperity? There's a reason people don't like fire.
Well, personally, I think there are no evil tools, only evil people. Somebody out there somewhere is going to find some good use for this.
Difficult. Difficult. Can I tell you a secret?
Oh, I love secrets.
I didn't even come here with a purpose. I just kind of want to poke into your mind a little bit. I don't have a deal to offer. I don't have anything to say. I want you dead. I want conflict, and I can do this for basically free. And if I'm lucky, maybe it'll disrupt your good night's sleep. Make you think
I don't
of me
need to
in the
sleep
morning.
anymore.
Really? You're well on your way to Lichdom, you know that. That's one of the first steps.
No, I'm just really in touch with my key.
Really in touch with your key. I've always been fascinated with that branch of magic. There is a lot of inherent power in the body, isn't there? You should ask Gale about that. Actually, maybe don't.
Nah, now you got me curious.
No, I'm just saying. Some people's bodies are more special than others. Has he not told you his little secret?
Nah, it wouldn't be much of a secret, would it?
I suppose not. He's a very quiet one. He's very tricky. I've heard that he is scheming to do something behind your back.
That's exactly what the kind of person that tells the rest of my friends to kill me would say.
You know what? You're too damn smart for me. I knew this was going to be a problem. Anyway, fuck you and have a good night. And just like
you
that,
too, shitbird.
just like that, he vanishes.
So happy. Fuck you, have a good night.
You guys wake in the morning, and everything is as you left it. I assume that today is probably out of character going to be kind of a crafting and shopping day, and we'll do all that between sessions as needed.
At breakfast, I tell Gil, hey, that dragon friend of yours, you know, the one that's mostly dead and should probably be dead, he's a real schmuck.
I don't have any dragon friends. Who told
Well, you know the one I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have called him your friend. Yeah, that one. The big Oz.
What did he say?
He kind of just said he wanted me dead. But I knew that already. He told me I was really difficult too, but I've heard that plenty of times before.
Not for you, no deal or nothing.
Nah. He just said that, like, he didn't really have a deal. He wanted me dead, and he could kind of show up whenever he wanted in my sleep, and hoped that it disrupted my good night's sleep. And I told him that I didn't have to sleep, which was a lie. But He seemed to buy it.
You were asleep at the point already. Be an awful lie.
I mean, just because you don't gotta do something doesn't mean you don't wanna.
There.
It's true.
Anywho, anybody else have any weird dreams?
I don't
Anybody-
dream.
Nobody wants to kill me, right?
No more than usual.
No, but I did have one dream that, you know, the one where you're whispering in my ear. Only this time, really faintly in the background, I could hear your little orchestra from yesterday. So,
Sorry about that. But I'm
Is it
also
just
kind of flattered that you're
a
thinking about me so
chorus
much, even
of whispering?
subconsciously.
chorus of whisper.
A chorus of whispering Vasus.
Oh boy.
Could you imagine, like, in like what is it called when they like the row your boat thing where they just keep starting out of time?
Oh god.
around.
Around.
A round. It'll just be a whole bunch of rounds of Vasu whispering into Flick's ear.
God.
What a
You know,
night.
we've been talking
Hey,
about
how's
the dragons
Cass?
on our side, and like, he just wants us to kill Vasudeva.
Yeah, but like we're bird bros.
I know, he's my monk, bro. We can't kill him.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm way faster than you. I could kill you if I tried.
I
You can catch one of my arrows.
I've got 167 hit points. You're nothing. You're spare parts, bud.
Please don't hit me. I'll die.
Hey, make a con save.
I
It's
can't
all
do this.
playful.
My con saves just got better.
Is Newsstand
Jesus.
still here?
Yeah. He actually spends most of his time inside of the mirror. He thinks it's fucking awesome.
Oh, I don't know if we let him in the mirror like right away.
Oh, okay. If not, then he.
yeah, like because we have to make sure we haven't even left the town that we found him in yet.
Okay, legit. In that
Yeah,
case.
we also have to assign him able to enter. So
Oh, yep. Very good point. And you still have the key on Ace. Yeah. Then he's just kind of chilling around the ship. He's eager for breakfast. He is like. He hangs out in the kitchen as you are waking up, Nordo. Crack of dawn as you're getting ready for breakfast. And he's like, need any help? I can help.
So I suppose you handy in the kitchen.
I can help.
How tall is Newsprint
He's maybe
or Newsstand?
Newsstand. He's about 4 feet tall.
Okay, so he's still short.
He's still pretty short. A lot
He's
taller
a
than
medium,
you.
right? It's a medium creature.
Well, sure. I was just gonna keep it simple this morning. Just mostly do some eggs. You want to crack some eggs in this here bowl for me?
I can help. And he does. He makes a huge mess, and he's not very good at it, but he's very eager to help with food.
Okay.
You
I was
could
gonna
just
say I
show
wanted
him
to
what
watch him and see if he seems like
You also-
incompetent in the kitchen.
he's a kinku. Just show him like how to do it once, and he'll just perfectly mimic what you did.
Yeah, he's a quick learner. He's able to kind of, if you show him a task, he picks it up pretty well.
I don't know if Nordo really understands that facet of Kenku's because Ace is such an atypical Kenku and the only one Nordo has ever known.
Yeah.
Although Ace does like copy people's stuff pretty well.
Yeah. Speaking of kinkus, I'm gonna go find Uno and then tell her about how there's another kinku on board.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get her up to date pretty quickly. She seems vaguely intrigued, but also kind of gives the impression that it's not really her business. But, she's mildly interested, I guess.
How tall is she? I'm just trying to keep an idea of how tall the kinkus are, so I know how much shorter than I'm at.
She's the tallest of the three. She's about 4'3", 4'4".
Okay, so I'm not like super short for a kinku. I'm like a foot shorter, but like it's not like they're
Yeah.
usually 6 feet tall or something.
True. Like, granted, a foot shorter when the average is 4 foot is pretty significant.
True,
Yeah.
but like being 3 foot when the average is like 5 foot, that's
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, I do tell her that she does want to meet him, that she can just meet him at breakfast, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine they kind of come out in shifts for food, or if they even come out. Actually, you know what? Everyone comes out for Nordo's cooking because it's way better than anything that Magnificent Mansion can do.
But what if the Magnificent Mansion made something that Nordo created?
Secretly, the Magnificent Mansion's food is also really, really good. But, a lot of people still very much appreciate what Nordo does, and it probably is better anyway.
Not today, actually.
Yeah, they still come out, but, it's not your best work.
It's just eggs. It's pretty basic.
Either way, Newsstand seems wholly impressed. Not only at the fact that there is food and water, but it's like different food and water every day. There's like a new gourmet thing every day.
Does he seem like, I don't know, malnourished? Does he seem unwell?
Yes, he not like on death's doorstep or anything, but he was definitely poor and he ate very poorly.
Okay. I'll make sure he gets a good heaping portion.
Hey, where are you from?
He just kind of motions out the window.
So you've always been here?
Yep.
How old does he look?
He looks like he's probably in his early 20s.
Okay.
Should we go?
Well, that's the thing. Are we waiting around for this meeting tomorrow, or are we going?
I just think Vasu was contacted and directly threatened. Maybe we should hurry and get his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It does also sound like
Joker, and the rest of the kobolds there.
Yeah. Cal too, for that matter. Personally,
Okay.
I get it. We created a problem here, but it ain't
does
our
sound
problem.
like
we got bigger problems.
Yeah, it does sound like the person who we probably would have wanted to be in charge is already likely to be in charge.
Yeah. I'm in a pretty big hurry to go get Cal.
Yeah.
I know others are in a
That's what
hurry
I'm saying.
too, and
I'm saying I feel like it's set out to turn out like we want anyway. So let's just let them figure it out for now. We can always fix it later, but the world's not ending.
Yeah, going back in time, because this has been brought up a few times before. We interrogated these people. What did we get?
The two other people that were with Mr. White, correct?
That's what Kobold called this. This was definitely done over when we were still done.
Back in Unmirage. Sure. To, I guess, accelerate things, give me... One of them is thoroughly intimidated already. Give me another intimidation check. Let me get a good cop and a bad cop. Let me get an intimidation and a persuasion.
How about a zone of truth and suggestion?
That also works just fine. No checks required.
And then,
Alright, ask away.
Making the check anyway.
There we go.
Look at that. You would have done it. You
Woo!
would have done it.
look at that. Who needs magic?
Can I still be a bad cop?
Absolutely.
We need two bad cops because these are two great cops.
I'll be a bad cop.
If I persuade badly, does that count as being a bad cop?
No.
Oh, no.
Excellent. The bad
So-
cops are not doing great.
Can I
Really bad.
can I intimidate with dexterity? Because I have a bow and I'm
No.
good to shoot it.
Not really, no.
Between their legs and miss just by inch.
So what initially happens is you guys start to do this good cop,
I
bad
just
cop
roll.
routine, but you're being too good to them, and they are like, oh, these guys are really nice, and they're like, they just don't see any reason why they should give up a whole lot of information. But then Nomad walks in and realizes that you guys have basically just made a couple of new friends, and like haven't gotten a whole lot of information, and just slaps down the zone of truth and a suggestion. And at this point, they're like, you know what, we should cooperate. That sounds very reasonable. These guys have been good, and they spared us. We should say whatever they want. So you guys basically have like 10 minutes of questioning. Go for it. Or are you just looking for like a quick synopsis of the situation from them?
So who's running the gang? Who's next in line? What do they have to lose? Why is Mr. White leading this Emerald Company when it belongs to Mirage? You know, general things.
Alright, excellent. Mr. White has moved up the ranks because he has a lot of money and he's very intimidating and scary. The next in line would be...
But also, was he always a part of the Emerald Company then?
No. So Mr. White and the Whitewater Gang used to be their own entity in Salt Bowl. When the Emerald Company started working with them to manage the movement of water and gems Stillstone back and forth between Unmirage and Salt Bowl, they began to form a very, very tight connection. At no point was Mr. White ever technically part of the Emerald Company, but he came along with them to Unmirage when he heard about what happened, so that he could try to work with the Emerald Company to forcefully oust the Queen and take over the company. He was able to do this because he has a lot of influence over the Emerald Company, because he controls the water in Salt Bowl, and because he's very scary and very rich. Some members of the Emerald Company were on board with this because they had been bribed directly by Mr. White. Specifically, it's that other guy, the one who did not run the Blackguard, the Paladin, was one of the people that had been bribed. However, it was a very small group that was bribed, it was not rampant throughout the rest of the Emerald Company. As far as these people know, there's no reason to believe that the entire company is corrupt. It was just some of these higher-ups, and they are all the people that were here in Unmirage that you guys are now interrogating.
Names of the other higher-ups.
The highest name that they can give you back in Salt Bowl would be Zanetta Zavada, the Fire Newt that we were talking about before, and so far they have no reason to believe that he is corrupt. He actually very much dislikes their involvement with Mr. White, and has been looking for an out for a long time. He will probably be delighted to hear that Mr. White is dead. Well, might be dead. Indisposed.
Cool. We can use that as a way to contact him.
You would also give me an insight or an investigation check.
We'll do investigation.
Because this is something else that you guys have had a lot of discussions about, and this is a good opportunity to get more information about it. 17 is okay. Mr. White's definitely willing to lie to get what he wants.
Okay. That's important.
There are several points in their story where they explain that he made secret shady deals, and every now and then he would go back on his word when it was convenient. He only does it if he is sure that he can, like, finish the job. Like, if the person that he's betraying, if he can spin it like they're the bad guy and they need to go and they're bad for business, that's when he'll do it. He doesn't just randomly stab people in the back because it's not good for business. It's not good for his reputation. But he's very good at making it look like other people are in the wrong.
Other people are what? You cut out.
Like other people are wrong. Like they deserve to be cut out. Like they had it coming all along.
It's their fault.
Yeah, he's very much he's willing and
They didn't
able.
break the deal. They caused this to happen.
Right,
sort of.
right. Like he's kind of got that like lawful evil thing about him, where he will set up a condition where they are guaranteed to fail, and then he will exploit that to betray them.
He's lawful evil. That makes sense.
Yep.
So he's a shyster.
He's a shyster.
Who's a shyster?
What else do we need to know?
He's a loan shark, as it were.
What do they know about the Whitewater
Oh my god,
gang?
somebody finally got it.
Hey,
Hey.
There we go.
thank you. Just really piecing it all together tonight. Like curse,
Tying it all up.
shark.
It's
It's
all
all coming
together.
together. Monk Bros.
I fist bump him up.
We're over there fist bumping and joking while they're trying to intimidate this guy, which is why it's not working well.
Yeah, this is why we're not good bad cops.
This is why we use This is why we use spells.
Moat and Gale are putting on the honey, and me and No Matter or Norda or me and Vasu are like, oh, like a loan shark. I get it.
Alright, any other pertinent information you want out before the Zone of Truth ends? Or the
What do
suggestion?
they know about the White?
The Whitewater Gang is probably... So all of the gangs have their own motives, right? A lot of them are just like trying to carve out a job and a living, and they're just trying to, take care of their own. The Whitewater
Specifically, your connection to it.
Gang... their connection to the Whitewater Gang is the Whitewater Gang has a lot of money. They control the Mercantile District. They're the richest gang in the city. And because of that, they are able to pay off the Emerald Company very well. And in exchange, they kind of have control over the water, and they work closely with the Emerald Company to distribute that water for even more money. In other words, the Whitewater Gang has a lot of just mercantile prowess, most of which is Mr. White's, and they kind of manage the logistics of everything, is the best way to put it. The Emerald Company is the face; they're the facade of the shop. They're the ones who seem like they're the ones selling the water. But the Whitewater Gang is the one who's actually doing all the business in the background.
Sorry, cut off there?
But the Whitewater Gang is the one that's actually doing all the business in the background.
And without Mr. White, what would happen to the Whitewater Gang?
As far as they know, somebody else would just take power, probably. Somebody else would rise up, somebody smart, somebody who knew how to work the streets, how to take advantage of people's money. And this is in the past, so they don't realize what is actually happening, but
What
that's
actually
what they think.
happened, it turned well, they were slightly far from what happened, but you know what?
Yeah. when we come back to the future, you can kind of piece together that it turns out the only thing that made the Whitewater Gang powerful was Mr. White.
Would you look at that? All the power in one person. And now they're all dead. How many of them are surviving?
There are rumors that, like, some of them fled, maybe 15, 20 or so. I mean, they fled into the fucking desert. Who knows how that's gonna go?
Does the government not imprison people?
As like a show, the government is almost like very openly in cahoots with all the gangs. If you pay the right price, they will do whatever you want. So if one gang pays the government, they'll lock up another gang member until that gang pays them off.
Hey. And this Zagana person would make a good leader, basically. What do they know about, like...
Oh, he's a bit of a hard ass, really. He's a good businessman. I don't think he's as mean and evil as Mr. White was. He certainly wasn't as cutthroat. He's just kind of a hard ass. I don't know if he actually gives a shit about people. He just gives a shit about money. But I think he is at least smart enough to realize that, like, an oppressed people generate less wealth than a healthy people. Mr. White didn't... I mean, he cared about money, but what he actually cared about was control and power.
Anyone else have any questions before the spells end?
Imagine. Can you imagine what that would look like in a modern society?
God, that would be terrible.
That would be ridiculous. Just rampant influence of politics by the highest bidder.
But at least it's better than socialism.
Hey. Yeah. At least there's no commies in this country. At least nobody who doesn't work gets to have food. That would be terrible.
Sorry, I didn't mean to...
It's okay. I think we're all on the same page.
Get anybody too heated.
Anyway. We jump back to the future and we're at where we're at. You guys can either hang out in town doing crafting and buying and shopping and selling, or you can bounce immediately and go try to reunite with your families. When the conversation does come up, Leah does say, I don't want to volunteer Nomad's... I know Nomad's already been very cranky lately, but why not just do the same trick you did with Moat's family?
Yeah, there's quite a few people is the problem. Yeah. It's Cal, Joker, and all them kobold refugees, plus Vasu's family. I don't know if Vasu's planning on bringing his family or if they're safer.
I'm absolutely planning on bringing my family. Plus, I think it's... we're heading up to Gyar, right?
Yeah, I think Gyar
is the final. That's like right next to, or not right next to, but close to Eisenmar. So I thought the plan was like to head up there and just kind of
had been. Yeah, go to Eisenmar, get Joker, Kobold Refugees, Vasu's family, Cal, take them to Gyara, where they would be safe. However, I don't know if we're now like kind of nixing the Gyara thing because we have the mirror, which was a surprise. I don't know if we really need Gyara anymore now that we have the mirror. At least I personally, Nordo, would rather have Leah and Cal in the mirror on the ship than in Gyara, where he's just like hoping they'll be safe. We got Flick's family, didn't we? Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, mom and sister came with us, and Cass too.
Yep.
When we left season.
Oh, okay. That makes that easier.
Yep. Came with us if you want to talk to her.
I was going to say, I think you were AFK on the day that we did it, but we definitely were like,
okay,
we should go pick up Flick's family. So yeah.
Started the following session with it.
I think they got skipped over when the mirror scene happened, but they definitely would have made like a nice, quiet little seaside shack. It's similar to where they already lived, but a lot brighter, a lot cleaner, and a little bit bigger. The kitchen is really big. Your mom spends a lot of time making a big old kitchen that she can kind of move around easily. It has low counters. And a low tub, and it's like she can do everything from her chair, which is really nice for her. She just kind of custom makes an entire place that she's able to get around with the chair in.
cool. Okay, good. I was wondering. I was like, oh no, we need to get them like now.
Yeah.
I
I
also,
was, if we want to, we could try the moon thing. I've been wanting to do that forever, and we haven't done it.
there's another person that I really haven't said anything about it. 'Cause I probably thought he'd be fine, but now I'm not so sure. Chelsea, he's, I guess, kind of like, yeah. I guess I'm a little worried about him now.
Where did he end up? I don't remember.
I think he went back home. So,
Bring
with
Westcona.
Beetlejuice, not Beetlejuice. I don't remember what island he was on.
It's not 3 times.
Beetlejuice. West Kona.
It was Westcona or Tramus, somewhere around there. One of the jungles.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
we.
it's
I know we sent the Crimson Hand orcs back to West Kona where they were originally from, and I think Chelsea took them there, and the plan was for him to drop them off and then go back to his Atuanifo or whatever it was.
Yep, that was
But they had
basically
a
that was
they
basically
had
the
like a
plan,
sh-
yeah.
Say what?
they had like a ship, so we sent like Crimson Hand orcs plus Chelsea and his orc friends to West Kona on a boat where they were going to drop off the Crimson Hand, and then Chelsea was going to go back home on this boat. And I think his home is, I don't remember how to say the name of Ace's home. It's got like 90
Bunga
syllables.
Bunga.
Bunga to a Kanifa or something like that.
I think it is a Tuakanifa or something like that, yeah. It's very close.
But
So
I don't know. I guess the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of worried about him. I assume that he'd be kind of low key enough that he won't be known of, but I mean, I've been with him most of my life, so
Trouble is, could we even find him? I mean, I would certainly think
oh yeah,
we should.
I can.
the tribe's not nomadic.
I guess it's not like the Crimson Hand, what wanders around
No.
all over.
They've had their sacred land for I don't know, 2 generations. I'm just joking. I don't know how long they've had it.
So what we can do is go straight for Eisenmar, collect, family. But on Sunday, this teleportation helm regains its abilities. So Ace and I can go get Chelsea if you want.
Yeah, or we could always just, contact him and just see how he's doing.
Unless contacting him will make him exposed.
True, I guess if teleporting you can get pulled from, probably that as well.
So we
Yeah.
might go get.
We can do the moon jump. I want to do it, but I just wanted to say my thing. Just
In fact, do you have the I can't find it in our handouts. The note that Uno has that like specifically detailed what she had told Ozymandias about all of our friends and family.
Yes.
I also have it copied. I can paste it in here.
Yeah, if you've
That's
got it
perfect.
handy.
Moon jumping? If
Yeah,
so,
it's in my.
can I use one of the void hearts to make one of those environmental protection things?
You have the one void heart. You were not able to, you're not aware of the process to make another one. You were able to preserve the other dragon's heart, but you've not been able to figure out how to make one.
Wait. The cultists had inside their bodies.
Oh,
we harvested them specifically.
right. Have you? I don't know if have you identified those yet? I mean, you're aware that they're void dragon
We
hearts
had
because
so
they
many
look the
times.
same. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Heck, this dagger has a void dragon heart in it.
Yes. Okay, you would be aware after some study. Give me an Arcana check. Let's make this a proper research project.
Or 25.
Okay, with some time and research, you're able to quickly determine that whatever was done to graft these hearts into their bodies is different from whatever happened to that Void Dragon's heart that let you use it like an enchantment item. There's a different process going on here, and the process feels closer to grafting stillstones, kind of like you've seen in Gale. You're not entirely sure how it was done, how they survived, why it didn't kill them, why their bodies didn't reject it. What you can determine, though, is that it's a different sort of thing, and it cannot be used to enchant another item just like the other Void Dragon heart that you found can.
They're dead now, though.
They are definitely dead now, yeah. So you can rip it out if you want. You can rip those
Can we
hearts
grab
right out.
these hearts, and can I see if I can somehow find a way to get them to work?
Yes, and that is what that 25 represents, and you've not been able to find a way to do it.
Be an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it can be an ongoing research project. If you want, you can go ahead and mark down 25 points of progress towards it.
I put that. Up to, what's the goal? 100?
No. I will have to determine the goal, but it is well more than 100. But go on.
What do I call it?
Mark it. Oh boy, what do you call it? For now, just list it as the Void Dragon Heart Project. And basically, for every 8 hours of research that you put into it, you can put in points equal to an Arcana check, or a Tinker's Tools check. They would both be applicable here. And when you reach a threshold, which I will still need to determine, you'll at certain thresholds you'll learn more about it.
Currently, it's 25.
Cool. Yep. All right. Flick, was the hand raised about your family, or do you have something else?
I already got it. We're good.
Cool. Then, if that is the case, after you guys do your shopping and crafting, which probably takes a good part of the day, we'll say late afternoon, 4 or 5-ish in the afternoon. If you guys want to do the moon jump, let me double check. First of all, this.
Wait, what are we moon jumping for?
Can I go talk to Zagana?
Funsies.
I'm down to just moon jump for fun. But
I think the idea was to moon jump up to Eisenmar to go get Avasu's family and everybody
we're talking about
immediately.
jumping to the moon and then jumping down to Eisenbar.
Yeah.
God.
Also, if Nomad wanted 5 mana yesterday, I would give him some.
If we've got time for like an attunement swap, I can give Nomads a couple mana too. I don't know if that's possible. I can't remember if we've done that before.
I forget how it works. Let me double check.
Do you have
Maximum
mana?
on it.
I got 6 mana.
If you have
There's
mana, yeah, the bracelet just the maximum is 25 per week is all the max that can be given to him.
Yep.
5 per day per person, I think, before it hurts them.
Let's see. Up to 2,500 transferred. Transfer more than 500 is a short rest in between. I'm going to say that the bracelet calculates all of its own transfers. So the bracelet can be used to do up to 5 a day, up to 25 a week. It doesn't matter who does the transferring. It's 5 a day or 25
Gotcha.
a week. Or you can do more than 5 in a single day, but you risk the donor taking a little bit of damage. Not a ton. It's a D4 for every extra point.
How much are you giving him, Mace?
I was going to give him 5. I can always just give him 3 instead, then you can give him 2.
I'll give him 3, I'll give him 2, and then, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also going to be taking time copying all the spells I can to my book. Does Uno have any first level spells I can steal?
I think I have given you her entire spell book. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I think you gave it to Nomad before I decided I was going to be a wizard, so I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
But I think he sent me a list of all he knows, and I'm so assuming it includes those as well.
It's somewhere in here. I'll take a look.
Give him a list of all the spells from
Perfect.
the spell books. Speaking of, did we do the whole? Did we craft a bunch of gems for Nordo?
Yeah, we kind of hand waved that, but yes, you guys at some point spent a 4-hour night like smashing stones together for me.
For our stuff. And imagine we take 8 hours again today.
Yeah.
Should we go talk to Zagana?
Maybe we should just put this whole matter to a vote. I'm of the opinion we need to just get out of here and get moving, but if others want to stick around till tomorrow and try to set this town right, I think I'd rather, maybe it's selfish or whatever, but I think I'd rather get to my family than stick around and try to make sure that this city gets set up right, which is a whole bunch of politics I don't even understand anyway.
I agree. I think we need to get going.
But
Same.
But
Yeah.
if put it to vote or something, I'm fine with
Yeah.
deferring the group.
Oh, that's fair. Go ahead without me. I'll join up.
I don't think that's an option.
It is. I have a 9th level spell to teleport to you.
I don't know if we should leave you behind while we got the most powerful people in the world after us.
He hasn't come to talk to me yet. I'm frankly offended. So, fuck him. If he wants to talk, I'm right
He's
here.
probably just going to call you difficult. Because frankly, sometimes I think you're even more difficult than me. And I was offended when he called me difficult. Believe me, don't even get me
Difficult.
started.
I'm offended he hasn't contacted me.
This is a person
I just-
who kill him very easily. He gestures an ace.
Wherein the party gets really self-conscious that the big bad isn't coming to talk shit at them.
It's like, oh, they don't want me to betray my friends. Is it because they think I can't do it?
What
You
I got
talk
from
to
it
me
is that they
first.
thought one of the most realistic offers was me and Moat killing Vasu.
Right.
Like, this one will probably work. I should open with this.
Mine was to kill my patron. You know.
True.
That's crazy.
And I thought Vasu was thrown on there too.
I
No.
am legitimately offended that he didn't have any kind of offer for me.
Say,
Could you kill yourself, please?
I mean, he was like, "Hey, do you want like money or anything?" But it wasn't like anything specific. This guy doesn't even know me. He knows
coulda-
my fame, not my name. He just wants me dead because I'm the locust.
He also
He doesn't even
said, like,
care about you.
kill your family. he said it in an offhand way that's like, yeah, you did whatever. I can kill your family.
Also, I won't kill your family. Yes, that was kind of his offhand thing to Moat. He was like, also, I'm going to kill your family if you don't work with me, but that's whatever.
Like, I don't even.
Blah blah blah. We're above this.
Frank, I think he's all talk, at least so
Guy's a
far.
dick.
I think he's got his tail between his legs, keeps trying to weasel us into turning on each other, because apparently he doesn't think he can take us all together.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be on the defensive. Well, look, if Nomad wants to stay behind, and can your teleport get other people too?
I can get other people, yes.
I can stay back with him.
If you're certain.
I definitely don't think you should stay alone, but I think maybe people ought to stay with you.
Maybe if I teleport alone, he'll talk to me.
Well, last time you teleported, he plucked me and Nordo straight out of it. I'm
plucked
sure he could
two
pluck
of
just
you.
you.
But not me. Why?
Might be a point, though. What if me
He's
and Moat
scared of you,
with
maybe.
you? Because that way the worst he can do is take us again, and we've been there, done that.
Oh, I could get a bone shard this time.
Yeah. I'll try and get one if he takes me.
Maybe avoid the teleporting thing.
Take us?
Because he can pluck you out of it, and we don't know if that's all he can do with it.
Is the moon jump a teleport, or is it like
Yeah.
you don't think that he could just pluck all the families straight out of the mirror during the moon jump, do you?
So.
Or worse, pluck the
hmm.
ship and nothing else. And let us
So-
all die on the moon.
Why are we
Here's-
moon jumping?
Here's the thing.
Because I
One
wanted
fact.
to moon jump, but you guys are raining on my parade. Fine,
Oh.
we'll walk.
So here's
We'll
one.
be peasants and not use our cool magic boat ever.
Still fly the magic boat, just not to the moon.
Here is a fact that we know for sure. If he wanted to, for his benefit, kill two of us, he should have already done it. He just gestures at like Moat and Nordo. He had
He couldn't have
all
taken
the
us.
motives. Yeah, like he could have just left you in that plane, then he would have. It would be the tactical thing. If not, then he's an idiot and shouldn't be taken seriously.
He clearly has limitations to what he's actually doing.
And yeah, if we keep. I feel like this is a tactic of his to just scare us to not do anything.
I guess
corner-
that's true.
Still, I think the other tactic of his is try to split us up, and I don't think we should oblige that request. I think we should stick together as much as we can.
And it sounds like we need to keep Vasu alive.
Well,
I mean, if you
Like,
really wanted
extra
Vasu
hard.
dead, Vasu would be dead.
So I feel like we should stay away from flying snakes.
I think
I'm
he's
immune
got
to poison now.
Yeah.
I ain't
Just
afraid
passed.
of no snakes.
You say that every time, and then every time, a flying snake almost kills you.
Shut up. Do you think I'm some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy or something?
Flying snake need not be poisonous to kill someone. It could be a constrictor.
Go on.
It could squeeze you to death.
Don't be horny on stream, Philo.
It's a snake. Hello.
all right. So what's the plan there? most of us get on the boat and start flying the
Oh,
old-fashioned to Azamar
so-
while some stay here with Nomad.
Wait, why are we staying here with Nomad?
Guess Nomad wants to. I don't know. Why are you staying here, Nomad? I guess we should ask.
Over at this place. I've abandoned it once before.
We have more important things to deal with, like actually saving the entire plane rather than just one city. I understand that you care about them, but
We are
time.
currently understand that we are just going to save one family currently, and you do not need me for that. You have a ship.
Yes, that's called separating the group for one, which is bad, and for two, like we have other stuff to do other than just getting that family, right?
I can join you anytime after this is done.
I'm a little inclined to agree with Nomad here. If we're just picking up a family, we don't need to all go. My biggest thing is that it's not going to be a one-day in Salt Bowl to fix the city's situation. This is months, if not years, of work to do what you're talking about.
We fixed on Mirage in one night.
We didn't fix it. We got it from being destroyed by death
We
to
also
Exactly.
being surviving.
we also
And-
left Elise there, so
Right.
Elise is doing the work for the next year. We
Right.
can't
Put in
fix
a
it
leader
day.
that we
I set
knew,
up.
loved, and trusted.
There's yes that you set up. Okay. Are you
Yes, but it's
work for the
different.
next
You
year?
don't. You know who Elise is. We don't know who the people here are. It's a different situation, Nomad. I understand
you
what you want to do, but I do not think it's wise.
You understand this is the second time you asked this of me.
Yes, I'm aware. Just because, yeah, sometimes you have to focus on what's most important.
Also, I think this is a little bit of a different situation for Nomad. I mean, Mr. White's gone, and maybe there's going to be some not so friendly person in charge for a little while, but at least it's not a literal dragon. Sounds of it, probably it'll be somebody who does make things a little bit better here, at least for a while.
If they're going to do their job, if they're going to make sure that people are fine, then I will be fine, right? I just need to make sure it's not another Mr. White.
That's why today we would go talk to him. Remember?
I thought you were just leaving.
That's what the vote
We've been
is.
shopping all day, right?
Yes.
It's next day.
So it is Friday night. It's about 6 p.m. So the choice now is to start sailing up to Eisenmar or to hang out here until you have teleport, do the party, and then
Gotcha.
teleport up there.
Because I did mention, like, in the morning we would decide what we were going to do about the talking to people.
Yeah. If it influences this discussion at all, flying up to Eisenmar from here is going to take like 6 to 7 days. If teleportation is an option on Sunday, that's probably going to be faster anyway. I don't want to like jump in too much because you guys can do it however you want to do it, but that's the layout.
Teleportation is limited.
Yeah, the other thing is we're probably going to want teleportation to get where we're going after Azamar, which is a whole nother can of worms to open up.
And also, if we plan to use teleportation to go to Eisenmar, Vasu is absolutely insisting that he is one of the ones that goes teleporting along with it.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone that Azudirith, or Ozymandias, I'm sorry, one of the big Oz, I get them mixed up all the time. The big Oz could and would kill in that little teleportation snatcheroo trick. It's probably me. So I don't want to teleport, but I also want to get to my family.
Well, he can't reach you when you're in another dimension, like in that mirror.
That's a good point. And he, like I said the other day, he kind of showed his hand a little because he told me that Leah was out of his grasp, that he couldn't do anything to her.
If that's even true.
If that's true, I guess we don't know. But again, if it's not, you'd think he would have done something about it by now.
If he was as powerful as he tries to make himself out to be, he would have done a lot of things by now.
Yeah, I think Friend Nomad's right on that count. I think if Ozymandias was able to kill us by snatching us out of teleports or all this other stuff, he would have done it by now. I think all he's trying to do is rattle us and scare us into turning on each other. I don't think he can really hurt us from afar like that. If he could, he would do it.
He can, however, target the families, which is why I agree everyone else must go and get them.
All right, so let's just game this out. How does the rest of us get to Izamar and back to Salt Bowl quick as possible?
Did you guys want a moon jump?
We might actually need to moon
I was
jump.
gonna say, I think moon jumping helps solve this.
And we get back to Salt Bowl and still have teleportation left for getting to wherever we go next, and the rug for that matter.
Yeah, if you're so afraid of like the boat being snatched away from everyone, I suggest someone attunes to the Void Heart, the one that's currently protecting you from externals.
Why don't we just use the monocle and test what Ozymandias's capabilities are with it?
Now we can just learn red facts.
Let's do it.
I don't know how to word it in a way that is.
What are you trying to find out?
Just essentially the extent of what he can do when he snatches people, but we can only get an accuracy. So
we could find out whether or not he can harm someone. Start small. So maybe he could harm someone if he
just how dangerous
intervenes. It's just a whether it's true or not. So.
Or just maybe like, can he pull someone away from their teleportation destination indefinitely?
In a way that would permanently harm us?
I feel like the best thing to do is to start with one thing. So instead of making it a double one, like that, there are two things that could not be true that would mess it up. We wouldn't get any information. So by just saying, can he intervene with someone's teleportation permanently, would be a better thing to start with. Because that would kind of encompass whether or not he could keep them from the destination inside that, or make them pop out somewhere else.
I think that's
true. Or like that one. I was about to say that one like is capable of just harming general.
Yeah, go with Nordos. That's literally what I was typing at.
Yes, it's identical.
Guys are twins.
That's what I'll do.
All right, you speak the phrase that Nordo said, I assume.
Yeah.
All right, you verify that through the monocle. You sit for 10 minutes and wait for a response. Ozymandias is capable of harming a creature by interfering in its teleportation. You learn that is less than 1% true.
Terrific.
So there's a one-off chance that it could cause something on accident, but it'd have to be really well aligned and not in his control.
Probably has something to do with what the word harm means too. This isn't Nordo talking at Zeke. He could cause him to feel bad about something.
Yeah. He hurt my feelings.
He could harm Basu by tricking Nordo and Mode into killing him. That sort of less than 1% chance.
Yeah, I think it's more like if he snatches someone from their destination and when he lets them go there's something now harmful there that could hurt them that wasn't there before. Right. That wasn't really his intention. I think that's more what it's going for. So it sounds like if we do get snatched out of teleportation, it's not going to cause us any problems. It'll probably just return us to where we were or where we were going, I guess. I guess is the proper way of saying it. That's what happened with Nordo and...
Nope. The issue is, if you're going to the moon...
Yes, the destination would be...
harmful.
Us on the ship.
Well... That's good enough for me, so... Flick.
Yeah, I'd say we could wait for nightfall, moon jump, and then... How often can you moon jump?
Once along, so we're gonna have to time it so it's
I mean, we don't have to wait. We can just sun jump.
We could.
You've heard that the sun is where fire elementals come from, and that it's very, very hot.
So, it's Friday right now. It's Friday night. If we moon jump, we arrive at the moon on basically like Saturday morning, Friday night. Then just like wait out the day on Saturday, and then like at dawn on Sunday.
Perhaps we could speak with the minds on the moon. perhaps they know now that we can see them and talk with them after we've learned so much more. Maybe they have information that we can have.
I feel like that would be more dangerous
Yeah,
to us than
I
helpful.
kind of think we ought to just stay on the ship when we get to the moon, as much
Well,
as we'd like
last
to poke
time we were
around.
there, they were pretty much in a stasis because they were so weak, right? So,
Yeah, so what would they know?
well,
also
they are the accumulated
threatened to
minds
kill
of.
us.
I mean, they're the accumulated minds of generations of people, correct?
Didn't we say next time we were coming back we were bringing them brains?
That's the other thing.
We should probably avoid them.
Made a bit of a deal with them, and we ain't holding it up. So,
Oh no, I have brains. What are you talking about?
well, you're staying here, right?
You can take the heads if you want.
I'm not going in there and giving a bunch of freaky
yeah.
mind flayers brains.
I mean, I
Just
could do it.
avoid them. I recommend you avoid them. Especially if you have no mental protections.
I could put my helmet on. Look at this. He puts his helmet on. Look at me.
You also have something that makes you invisible to them if you hold it.
I think
Yeah,
that's his helmet.
That's
Yeah,
helmet.
that's why I'm saying look at me because you can't see me.
There you go.
Am I over here? Am I over here?
Can I hear him? Or does he completely vanish from my senses?
Sorry, what is your experiment? Say again.
Oh, the skull that I
Yeah.
have.
Yes,
Actually, I don't know where it's at, and I don't know if it has an item card or anything.
it does, and you definitely still have it. I don't think you've given it up or anything.
I just don't see it in my.
Yeah, the
stuff.
question is, do I hear him if he's talking, or does he completely vanish?
You still hear him. It just obscures your ability to see him.
Okay, just my sight.
So, not to come full circle here, but just logistically, if the plan is to teleport to the moon and then wait until Sunday and then teleport to Eisenmar, then we could just stay in Saltpool anyway and be here with Nomad for this meeting,
Yeah.
which is on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm saying we could just leave Saturday night. I was thinking.
Yeah.
There's no sense in leaving Nomad here alone to try to,
Yeah, which just doesn't seem like the best decision.
while we're just sitting on the moon waiting anyway. So maybe we just all stay here in Saltpool for one more day, then go to the moon, then go to Eisenmar.
That works.
That also facilitates a lot of crafting time, so we can assume that you guys have gotten some new weapons and shit over the course of the day.
Yeah. There's also these two here.
Oh,
Terrible.
oh no.
25 and an 18.
What are those towards?
Those are for the additional 8 days, 8 hours toward the Void Dragon Heart project.
Okay, excellent. Do you require sleep?
I do.
Okay,
But
so
we've had 2 days, right?
yes, but if anybody is doing crafting over that time, they'll need somebody to do it. It depends on whether you're doing it or Gail's doing it. But yeah,
I don't think
So,
I've been. Yeah, I don't think I've been.
I did
crafting.
recruit, if you're willing, I did recruit everyone who's capable of smashing stillstones together to help me
I
with
thought
that,
we
or else it
already
would have
did that.
taken well, I know, but that took a whole day at some point during this, I think.
Okay, then remove that 18. It's just a 25.
cool. Then yeah, throw another 25 on there.
Yeah,
to
if you're
50
willing,
now.
because I think
You want me to
otherwise
help
it was
you
going to take
craft?
3 days.
Yeah, that does mean that you won't be able to help anybody craft weapons and stuff, but we'll still have Gale and Ace to do it.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Are you helping them with crafting, or are you doing research?
I spent 1 day doing research. We had 2 days, right? How long is this gonna take?
So you arrived in the evening, bought stones and stuff, and then spent that 8 hours, presumably when you woke up, helping Norda smash stones together. So you'd have another 8 hours in the evening of Friday night.
Okay, there. 8 hours in the evening? But I do help smash stones.
Okay, so
25.
that 8 hours in the evening can either be done researching or making more magic items for everybody.
It depends who wants magic items.
Cool. In that case, we'll save it for over the course of the week. We'll figure it out. But either way, you guys are able to kill the rest of the day and wake up Saturday morning. You'd actually have another 8 hours now before the party starts, so you can go ahead and mark down either another 8 hours of research or 8 hours of crafting, depending on what people do over the course of the time.
Yeah, I don't know if people want things crafted is the thing, because I haven't been given any.
I do.
Yeah.
We haven't worked
Yeah.
on it yet because we didn't want to waste session time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
I said
do it between
Basu
us.
had some ideas too and stuff.
Yeah, I have some stuff I want to do as well, but I'll
So we'll have Schrodinger's 8 hours. It's either research time or crafting, depending on what we come up with over the course of the week.
Sure.
Vasu, what's up? I think he actually went AFK. Yep, he sure did. That's fine.
Can I grab this amulet of patient mortality? Is anybody using it?
It's all yours, I'd say.
What's that one do again? I don't think
It's
so.
one that makes you immortal.
Immortal.
What are you doing with
but
it?
literally.
I just kind of wouldn't mind having some immunity to poison damage and resistance
that's
to
fine.
necrotic.
I thought you were gonna break it.
No, I'm gonna use it.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright, Vasu's still got a hand raised. We might jump to it when he gets back. But, all things considered, the sun starts to go down around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And you guys can see from your airship around 5:15, 5:30 or so, a bunch of movement on the streets as each of the gangs kind of comes from their respective quadrant of town and makes their way over towards Waterfort, past the gate, and over towards Mr. White's manor.
Did we ever go to the warehouse?
We
Negative.
shouldn't.
What?
No. Negative.
And then someone else said we shouldn't.
We should.
Yeah, like we should do that today. Actually, I forgot that was there. They don't.
Who has the cane?
I do.
I thought I put it in my bag.
Yeah,
Say
Flick's
Flick's
got
got
it.
it.
Someone has it.
Yeah, Flick's
it's in a
got it.
bag of holding.
Yeah. Who's got the cane? We should probably bring it over.
We also have the badges. Or no, we need to go to the warehouse to get the badges so we can get in. Right?
Should we bring it over to the warehouse where someone just killed 8 people and stole a
We-
cane?
Yeah.
It's in a bag of holding. They're not going to see it.
Oh, gotcha.
But let's go check that out. Before the meeting
Yeah.
today, and
If
then
we can somehow get control of the Falcones, we could join the meeting.
we just have to get badges.
Mhm.
Right. Well, that's what Topiki said. I guess.
With a little bit more discussion, because it wasn't super clear, we kind of rushed through it at the end of last session. He believes that the cane is all you need to gain access to this meeting. He also got their outfits in case you feel like dressing up as them. Just depends on how much you want to look like the Falcone.
Sure.
I mean, we have no other way of getting into this party, so.
Yeah, Dee definitely wants to go to the fucking moon. Are you kidding me? Yes, I'll go to the moon. Alright. Do you guys still swing by the warehouse, though?
You probably should.
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright. Let me double check. I can't remember if I have this map still up or if I have not uploaded it. Either way...
And I don't know if we're gonna. Want me to go scout it out first? Make sure we're not walking into unplanned meeting.
That could help, possibly.
Sure. Do you want to be invisible? You're probably already invisible in the dim or darkness anyway.
It's if it's daytime, I'm not.
Sure.
I should be fine. The lowest I can roll is a 26. So
That's fair.
should I go and roll for stealth?
Yes,
Say
go and give me a
before you
stealth check.
die.
Lowest I can be is 26.
26. Alright. With the 26, you start to go case this joint, and you are able to pretty quickly discover that it seems pretty quiet, pretty dead. There's not a lot of activity around it. Nobody seems to pay you a lot of mind as you go back and forth. You watch it, you probably case it for like a good 3 or 4 hours, and you don't see anybody coming or going.
Am I able to get close enough to look in a window?
Yeah, with the 26, you'd be able to get close enough to kind of look in a window without being spotted. And you peer inside. Go and give me a perception check. With the 28, you see what appears to be an empty warehouse with several large wooden shelves that go all the way floor to ceiling. You can see that there's a big stone ramp that leads up to kind of an access door, like a garage door sort of deal. There's a metal door in the back that is locked, and you can see that there's a big poker table that is kind of set up over there where they were playing cards, presumably. You see lots of bloodstains over in that corner where they were playing cards. It seems that that is probably where something went down and hasn't really been thoroughly cleaned up, although the bodies are gone at least. Or at least there's no sign of the bodies. You can also see that the entire inside of this warehouse is lit by these kind of ghostly blue torches, clearly magical.
Nothing with true sight.
With True Sight, you are not able to spot anything unusual.
All right, and I'll contact Nomad back, I'm assuming, and be like, all right, looks like it's pretty clear. Just okay, there's like a window I could probably squeeze through.
So you have a couple of options. There's the big garage door up front. There's a locked metal door in the back. There is a plain wooden door up front, although it does look like it's closed and presumably locked. Or there are big like warehouse windows that are up near the roof. They let like some natural sunlight in, but they're about 10 feet. Actually, it'd be about 10 feet off of ground level, which is about 20 feet off of the warehouse floor level, because the warehouse is dug about 10 feet down into the ground. So if you could climb up 10, go through the window, and then fall 20 into the warehouse, that's an option.
Is there anything of note?
I don't really see anything right now. Oh, I forgot to do that thing. Oh well, I'll do it after this. There's looks like there's a way I could like get a rope up there. I don't think I have a grappling hook. Or if I can climb up and just tie a rope and just.
Can you shoot an arrow with a rope on it?
I could, but I don't know how sneaky that's going to be. I guess I can do it. What do I care? I'll do it. I'm going to tie a rope to my arrow. I'm going to shoot it.
Sure.
Scat.
Give me luck or stealth. Stealth is probably a little better.
Try to have an arch, so it like loops the rope, and then you can just pull
Yeah.
it down.
I'll tie it in like the middle of the arrow, so that when I pull it back through the bar, is it a window with bars?
It is kind of like a pane glass window. It's just kind of crossed squares of metal pane work.
Gotcha. All right.
However, with a deft hand, a keen eye, and a penchant for getting into places quietly, you find one of the panes that is just already broken, and you fire an arrow straight through it silently. It kind of pins through to the ceiling on the other side, loops around a couple of eye bars, and a rope trails behind it.
All right. I will begin my ascent.
All right. You begin climbing up.
I'm in.
Give me an athletics check. I wouldn't normally even require it, but you're ace.
Give a minimum. I don't know if you're trained. Oh no.
Well, my minimum, I'm not proficient in it, so that's that.
Yeah.
All right. You're able to get up there. Yep. See you around. We're probably wrapping up pretty soon too.
See you guys. Bye now. See you Monday.
Later.
You're able to get up there, but it's a little bit of a noisy process as you accidentally like get spun around a few times and eventually haul your way up to the window. And then you look down and realize that the warehouse is sunk in 10 feet more. You're basically at the top of a 2-story building right now, looking down at the stone warehouse floor. And you begin to just cautiously lower yourself unless you have a different plan.
I mean, I have a rope that's still attached. I could just go down into the building.
You pull the rope up through, and then you lower it down, and you start to slowly climb your way down. There's a few points there where you start to feel your arms shake and your legs give out, but not dying is a pretty strong motivating factor. And after a tenuous climb down the rope, you are on the ground here in the warehouse. What's your passive perception?
If I'm not moving, it's 29.
Something smells real good, like cinnamony almost.
Those bastards.
Those
Like
churro bastards.
Donut nuts.
I'll follow the smell
All right.
cautiously.
Donut nut sense is tingling.
As you follow the smell, you can see that this place stores a lot of stuff. A lot of just like textiles and things that you need to live, and paint and tools and stuff like that. But you do eventually find that this third row is just stocked to the brim with basically easily packaged, transportable sweet, including donut nuts and things of that nature.
Do they have the mark?
They are branded by the Little Delicacy Company, yeah.
So it looks like what was the phrase you used? Capri Sun. The Capri Sun.
The
Kappa.
Cremine.
The Kappa Cremine is the food people.
Motherfuck, they've got their grubby fingers and everything.
I mean, this is where we bought the donut nuts, isn't it? Like this
It
city.
is the first time we saw them in.
This is where you very first found them.
All right. I'm gonna check around. Looking for footprints. How long has it been since anyone's been through here? How frequently? How many people? All that
survival.
stuff. Minimum of 19.
All right. With a 19, it's been probably about 5 or 6 days since there was any foot traffic, and the scene of the crime is very definitive. It's been about 4 or 5 days since the crime happened. Notably, you. Okay, yeah, for sure. You can definitely tell that somebody came in here about 4 nights ago to peek, shot the place up. There was a big scuffle that mostly happened back in this corner where they were playing cards at the time, and then it looks like the bodies were dragged out the back door, and then he came back in, locked it, and then teleported out.
So Tapiki teleported out.
Yep.
Interesting. What do they use this for? They just... All right. Which of the entrances is closest to where my allies are? And or I guess a better question is, would be easiest to sneak the rest of the party into without it being like suspicious?
Probably the back door. Partly because it exits to an alley, and partly because that alley is about 10 feet lower than the main thoroughfare out here. I know it's kind of hard to see on the map, but there is.
I see the ramp. I see the ramp.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out. Be cautious. Look for make sure that I'm alone, which I'm assuming I am, and then I will unlock the door and tell them they can come on in.
All right.
Just give me a second to make sure that I'm going to check footprints and see what they follow real quick to see if they lead into any like secret entrances or something.
Sure. You do a very thorough look. Oh, and actually, this is something that we would have noticed almost immediately. As soon as you come into the blue light of these torches, anything magical on you does begin to kind of glisten, almost with this like sparkly fairy fire effect. It appears that the lanterns are designed to reveal magic.
Interesting. I will. Can I pick one up?
They are suspended from the ceiling, but you were right next to one when you did your rope rappel down, so you could have reached out and kind of interacted with it.
Flick also would have told you he wanted one.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that we should have these. All right, if we can get one.
Yeah, easy enough. It takes a little bit of work, but you
All
guys
right.
are.
I'll wait for that. I'm gonna look around first to see if there's any like hidden entrances.
Sure.
Anything like that.
Give me an investigation check.
Lowest I can roll is 24.
24, you take a good look around. You don't find anything untoward. This appears to be just kind of a standard warehouse, although they've clearly converted this back cubby into kind of a secret gaming area. The barrels and boxes are stacked in a way that it intentionally kind of obscures view. The smoke stains kind of make it very obvious that this was used as kind of a gang hideout for a long time. But yeah, no hidden passageways, no signs that anybody snuck off unnoticed. Nothing like that.
And no, like I guess there's no like desk with a drawer. I guess I can probably check this door. Does this look like it leads outside? It looks like it leads to like a room.
It leads to a very, very small, like a shack-sized room that has just like basic shipping log in and out, some payment records,
So
and
documents.
Yes, documents
Okay.
that I'm sure you would love to scrounge through.
Yeah, he'll scrounge through them.
Yes. When you scrounge through the documents, give me. You've already got an investigation roll. It's a 24. With that 24, your suspicions are pretty quickly confirmed that this warehouse does a lot of dealings with the Little Delicacy Company and also with NSS as a whole. Everything stored in this warehouse is shipped here by NSS and sold throughout Salt Bowl.
I mean, Tapiki did say that there were boxes of drugs in here. It's not wrong. We definitely need to get rid of these since, they are full of that gross poison.
I keep a very close eye on Gale.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I probably wouldn't have told anyone about them. I probably would have just instantly burnt them and destroyed them.
While you're alone in this warehouse, do you set a thing on fire?
I'm not gonna set up on fire, but if I can find a way to destroy them. Do I have acid? Let's see.
It's fire.
So notably, this entire shelf that runs 20 feet floor to ceiling is full of food.
Gotcha.
Did it not expire?
It's magic.
It's magic. That's one of the wonderful things about those special boxes that you guys found.
Bastards.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a ton of this food all over the city. I feel like it's a fool's errand to try to burn it all. As much as I would love to go on that crusade with you.
True, but it's more like also keeping it away from us since we know it has possibly mind control stuff inside of it.
I think the best way to get rid of it is to basically get a hold of this warehouse. By doing that, we already
have the warehouse.
I know. Is it ours?
It's ours now. Where's the deed?
I'm
just kidding.
You do find the deed. You can see that it is owned by one. Actually, it would have the full name in here. I'm gonna whisper it to you.
Ooh, oh.
I'm dying to. You can't just do that.
Son of a bitch.
I didn't care till now.
Get the deed, I can forge one.
It was me. It belongs to me.
And it is very clear that they have signed a contract with the NSS in order to let them use this warehouse for shipping.
NSS.
Have I
Already
heard this name? I know, I recognize the Falcone, but have I heard the rest of this name before?
Give me a history check.
Probably a dragon.
It's technically humanoid, yeah.
Probably a dragon.
It is technically humanoid.
Well, you might see it. Who knows? We'll see. Well, there you go. 22. 22 with an at 20. You've heard. So, there is a fable. There's an ancient tale of kind of a. How do I even put this? Like a corporate Zorro, like a famous spy who did a lot of espionage work and a lot of government infiltration. A lot of just kind of political intrigue, to the point that it almost became like a fictional name. But the rumors say that it was based on a real person at some time. But a lot of new, you get the impression with this Nat 20 that there may once have been a person with this name. But over time, the name has just turned into like this heroic figure, kind of like Don Quixote or the Three Musketeers or something like that. They might be based on real people, but they've turned into a legend all their own thing. And there were rumors that they could change their appearance, they could take on different voices, they had weird, bizarre magics, and they traveled throughout all the world, kind of righting wrongs in a way that was criminally playful. They were very much like the chaotic good type, the Zorro type, the Robin Hood type.
Okay, but drugs.
Looks like this place is owned by a Liz Elnese Falcone.
The Zelnies?
Type it. Fazoli's.
No.
God damn it.
I just need to know what fast food place this is.
Lee Zeldin's.
The Zeldins. God, what is that name? I mean, it has to be a fast food place.
I was joking earlier.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Well then, okay.
Wait, what is it?
Nothing.
might-
Don't worry about it. Just we can leave.
Gale
Can I
was
roll
tell
an
me.
insight
guessing.
to see if this is short for Elizabeth?
Shush. Don't spoil it.
I mean, it's meta knowledge. We've talked about it. It's up to Drake if he feels like it.
That's great. If we want
I mean, it's meta knowledge. I can't actually do anything about this in character. We do what we want. Meta, I don't think that we should fuck with this person because I'm pretty sure they'll kill us all.
Oh no.
If they're even still alive.
Well,
How old is this title? How old is this deed?
Ace, there are writings and fables and stories that use this name that are 300-400 years old. It's an old name, like the Three Musketeers or Don Quixote.
old name.
Was this just meta? Was this like an NPC from a previous campaign?
Drake's character.
yeah,
Yeah.
because my changeling character's fake name was Elizabeth Elton's.
Gotcha.
Well, Connie's new.
They
We
were
know.
alive they were alive at the same time that Philo and Solange were, at least. I don't know how long any of these individual characters lived afterward, and that's what I'm dying to know.
So the other thing with this is that that's a name that doesn't have any repeated letters. Or at least the Liz Eldon's part, which may be related to Solange's key, Cressidac archive. If
No.
my theory was at all correct.
L and L are at least in Eldon's.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. Fuck me.
Whatever happened to Rolado?
Anyway, I'm going to assume at some point Ace unlocks the door, unless that is incorrect, Ace.
Yeah,
Okay. At some point, you're all able to get in and see everything that has been described.
And then I light the fire.
Oh, I'm pocketing a couple donut nuts.
I hold Gale back.
Yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on Flick and on Gale and on everyone, really, who
If
comes
I
in
need
here.
to, I will make Gale roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Don't forget that these things are literally poisoned with mind control.
These are killing you. You're better than this.
He's already eaten 3.
I can't taste anything anyway.
Yeah, so
Give
then
it
then you have no reason to even want to eat them.
I know, that's my point.
And you'll have no reason to want to eat them later.
How long has it been since there was another person here?
4 days. Whenever Tapiki killed them and teleported from right over there.
Well then,
Are there like any blast marks? Did he miss at all?
Yes, totally. That's part of what your survival check revealed. You do see that there are a couple of good scorches deep into this northwestern wall.
So he wasn't a very good shot.
I mean, he missed a couple times, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Was he just like, suppressing fire, just blasting random blasts down there, screaming, or was he just like actually good at what he's doing?
You do also see that there's some bullet holes in some of the boxes and stuff behind him. Like, they fought back, and he won.
He just doesn't bleed, so it doesn't matter.
It's true. He doesn't bleed.
aimed at a regular person height.
Nothing in this world can kill him in any way that matters.
So, do you want me to forge a document for you or something?
Oh, maybe. I was mostly joking about that. I actually said that and then found the deed, so I actually didn't even have the deed at the time. That's what made it so funny.
Well, if you have really help making this new one.
Yeah, but like, what would we do with this place?
Those are useful.
I guess.
Also, still use poison stuff.
Yeah, but who would we give? Can I have it?
Like, we can put your name on it.
Yeah, I want the deed. I can turn this into a print shop for my newspaper.
That would be great. Fucking newspaper shop and have like a printing press.
Yeah. I'll have Joker make me one.
Work on a printing press. One that doesn't make magic stuff.
I mean, it can be magical too. Maybe the paper can like sing to you or something.
As you guys are having this discussion, you are interrupted by the sound of some chatter and footsteps going past the north road, or sorry, yeah, it would be the north road, which on this map is kind of out the west side of by the big front door. And you're able to see through the front door windows and under the crack of the main door a bunch of kobold and dwarves just kind of scurrying along the road down towards Waterford. You get a sense that it's probably a big chunk of the Midnight Riders that are making their way towards the meeting.
Should probably get going. The meeting. Just lock.
Yeah. Hey, Vasu, can you get my rope?
Your rope.
He like points up, and there's just a rope dangling from the ceiling, where there's an arrow like wrapped around a beam.
Why is that up there?
Well, I didn't want to fall 20 plus feet. So.
Yeah, sure.
Also, can you grab some of those cool lights? They like make magic items glisten.
Ooh.
How many of those could we actually have gotten while we were
2, 3,
here?
4,
Like not just this moment, but like I guess once everyone came
5,
in.
6, 7, 8. If you guys take the time and grab them all, 10 minutes, you can get all 8.
I will
That-
do it.
Okay. Should I tail? I guess we know where they're going, right? We should probably get changed.
I'll disguise self.
I'll put on a suit, little patch. I'll transform my hat into a gangster hat.
Hell yeah. You guys just do it up full mafiosa style.
Is there any Tommy guns in here for me?
Yes, actually. Well, Tommy gun is a bit advanced. You know what?
Yeah.
Give me a luck check.
Oh my god.
Give me the most important luck check of your entire career.
I feel so pressure. Yeah. that's fine.
No, you don't find any Tommy guns.
Could you imagine though, Ace with a Tommy gun?
I
It's
have
terrifying.
never wanted anything more in this life.
All right.
But are there guns here that we can
You
take?
do. You do actually
Tiny
find that
little
they're...
zoot suit and a big hat. It's
They-
way too big for him.
Pinstripe suit, so he looks taller.
A lot of them had very small, kind of concealed, short barrel, just flintlock pistols, about the size of your hand. They don't look like they're super, super powerful, but they're concealable, which is pretty nice.
You mean like a regular size handgun comparatively for Ace?
Yeah, for you it would be about the size of a regular handgun.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll take them. I can stash them on my legs or something. You never know.
Perfect. And then there is one kind of like a hunting rifle style rifle.
All right, I want a 12 gauge shotgun. It'll make Ace like fly 10 feet every time she shoots it.
All right. After you guys kind of get ready to go, put on any disguises that you're doing, make your way down towards Waterford. This is probably about where we'll wrap up, but at the very least, I will let you in the front door. As you approach, you can see that 3 people standing in front of the fort. Well, there's 4, 3 which are kind of like clearly bodyguarding for the 4th. The 3 of them look like Tabaxi. They're wearing Emerald Company armor. They have rifles at their sides ready to go, paying attention as you guys all approach. And standing in front of them in matching armor, but baby-sized, because he's only about 3.5, or actually I think he was only about 3 feet tall, is this bright kind of orange fire newt in plate armor, with a miniature-sized rifle slung over his own shoulder. And he matches the description that you had for, what was his name? Zenetta Zavada. Double checking the thing real quick.
Wow.
Zenetta
I don't-
Zavada.
God, no.
He kind of raises a hand as you all approach, and he looks over all of you like he's looking for something before he lets you in. He doesn't say anything right away.
Oh, I guess I pull out the stick.
Oh, I was curious if maybe that was going to be a thing. Alright, inside. Don't touch anything. You can touch the table. You can touch the food and the drinks. Don't touch anyone. Don't touch anything else.
Okay.
And as you guys head in through the main archway, you see a large kind of sunken-in area. You can see that the walls inside of here are adorned with these fountain installations. Water literally just flowing down the sides of the walls and into this trough along the floor, like an art installation. Through the back door, you can see it opens up towards the big oasis, where there is lush vegetation. You can hear the sound of some chatter outside, some orcish speaking from around the back door. In the corner right in front of you, you can see that there is a horde of kobolds, one of which is very large, like almost 4.5 feet tall, which is pretty fucking big for a kobold. And he is wearing this armor that is just covered in blades. The rest of them are all look like Midnight Riders folks. A lot of them in just simple mining gear, but a lot of them have these big duster coats that clearly have guns under them that they're barely trying to hide. You can see that there's a big ogre that seems to be kind of guarding a doorway over here, and a massive rat folk, 9 feet tall, hunched over, just this Goliath of a rat folk, that seems to be kind of standing in front of this door, not necessarily guarding it, but clearly in the way and doesn't realize he is.
What's his name?
Me dirt.
Oh,
Dirt.
I'll talk to you later, big guy.
No.
Does he have a smaller rat on his shoulder controlling him?
He doesn't, but I wish he did.
I'm not gonna talk to him later, you guys.
One.
Dirt hungry. And then at the corner of the
Have
table,
some hors d'oeuvres, big guy.
they said, "Wait here."
A mean centaur.
There's a mean centaur. At the corner of the table, you see that there is a smaller rat folk. He looks like a fucking dweeb. He's got wire glasses. He's got a weird twirly mustache. He looks like he's in his late 50s or whatever. And he is sitting at this table with a deck of cards and a pile of dice in front of him. And he looks like annoyed that things aren't happening. Like he's clearly antsy. He wants things to get going. He's ready to play. And everybody else is just, talking and eating and having drinks and stuff. And he is unhappy with that. He's cross. And you can see that standing behind him, looming over him, probably about 10 feet tall, is this massive mechanical contraption, which immediately snaps its head to Nomad and locks eyes. It looks very much like the thing that you fought inside of the security spire in Eridanis. And Mick looks like a little confused at its reaction, and he like reaches up and he snaps his thumb or his fingers a few times. Says, "Hey, eyes down here. Don't you worry about the others. You stay right here." And you watch as this thing, it kind of like just deactivates a little bit, and it stands guard behind this. Although it does, like with robotic precision, track every movement that Nomad makes as long as you're in line of sight of it.
Nomad very casually, not even looking at it, keeps his fingers kind of steepled, and Nibbler kind of crawls out of his sleeve and sits on his shoulder.
Perfect. Excellent.
Bugsy and the boys.
Bugsy and the boys are in the corner. You do recognize Bugsy. He looks a little bit more sober today. And you can hear chatter coming from the door past Dirt, which is open in spite of what I've drawn here. And you can see that there's kind of a little bar area where inside there are a couple more rat folk and a 3-creen that are just seated at the bar having drinks. When you're inside, let's see, it would actually be as you're passing by. Zanetta says, "We'll be starting the games in about half an hour. Make yourselves cozy. Get drinks if you want to. Don't go into the eastern wing." It is a little rude, but also he is actually a mouth-breathing orc, so, you know, it's his own fault. But this is where we'll pick up next week. Stepping in and making yourselves cozy and getting ready for whatever this is about to be.
Hope it's just one last hurrah for gang violence in Salt Bowl.
I hope
Hey,
it's
D,
a
you-
swinging
you-
party.
Hey D, you ever done some underground gambling shenanigans with gang members before?
Look at the dice over there. Are they going to play a dice game? I like dice games.
They're definitely gonna play a dice game, and those dice are also definitely loaded.
Oh, 100%. That's okay. We're going to cheat too, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, if the dice are loaded and you're using the same dice, you just call it the same number.
You just gotta not tell Mom that we cheated, right?
I'll tell her we won.
Actually, you know what? I think if we told her that we like cheated and like out cheated some gang members, she'd probably be proud of it.